They talk loud, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here. Yeah. Spilling tea, no sugar, no fear. I'm still here, no fear, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here. Stretch words like
T-4 minutes.
Spilling tea, no sugar, no fear. They talk loud, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here. Yeah. Spilling tea, no sugar, no fear. I'm still here, no fear, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here.
Stretch words like T-3 minutes.
Spilling tea, no sugar, no fear. They talk loud, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here. Yeah. Spilling tea, no sugar, no fear. I'm still here, no fear, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here.
Stretch words like T-2 minutes.
Spilling tea, no sugar, no fear. They talk loud, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here. Yeah. Spilling tea, no sugar, no fear. I'm still here, no fear, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here.
Stretch words like T-1 minute. T-50 seconds.
But I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here. Yeah.
T-40 seconds.
Spilling tea, no sugar, no fear. I'm still here, no fear.
T-30 seconds.
Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here.
T-20 seconds.
Like
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
got no fear. They talk loud, but I'm
What's
still
up,
here.
guys?
Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here. Yeah.
What's up, everybody in the chat? What's going on, y'all? It's been raining all day, and I shouldn't say raining. It's been pouring down. Like each time that I went outside, I was soaked and had to come in here, change my clothes, and then I don't like rainwater and take a whole new bath. So I'm not going back out there. Like you soaked and wet. Like it is pouring down. I shouldn't say raining. It's raining, whatever the hell that means. What's up to everybody in the chat? Thank you for coming to visit with me on my channel. We're going to get into it. Make sure you guys are liking the video. If you guys have not subscribed to the channel, make sure you guys do that, because if you are subscribed and you enable your bell notification, you will receive a notification when I go live. So just make sure you guys enable your bell notification, okay? Now, if you want to be a part of my membership community, make sure you go ahead and get yourself a membership, because I do members only live shows. Now, one way that you can support the channel is obviously like the video, subscribe, share the video. Another way you guys can purchase yourself a membership. You can also donate, and the best way to donate is Cash App, although I do have some other ways. I just don't remember right now. I will let y'all know next time. But you can send, I do take donations via Cash App, or you can get yourself a membership. You can super chat. Usually, whatever you guys put in the chat, I just randomly pick it. If there's something that you want me to actually read, you super chat it, because then I'll be able to see it. But give me a moment. I'm letting them know that I'm live on TikTok. Give me a second. But y'all, I got some information. I got a lot of information, but I don't want to run everything together. So I'm not going to run my information, other information that I got, because I kind of want to keep it consistent. So we're going to get into this video. We're talking about Nolan Wells and the link between Judge Ashlee Cole, the district attorney, Angel, and the Cajun Navy. Now, I don't know what information you guys know, but I want you to know this, and this is information that's out there. Obviously, this guy, what is his name? Warren or whatever. He's been out doing interviews. One of the things that we learned is that he has been going to Horn Island since he was a young kid. Now, being that he's been going to, Horn Island since he's been a kid, you should already know that he has some kind of relationship with the Cajun Navy. I thought it was rather odd when I saw this guy from the Cajun Navy. Every time he would do his interviews, it almost seemed like he was going against the family or going against Ben Crump. And I thought about it, I said, damn, the family has lost their son, and it seemed like they are continuously being attacked. Hi to everybody in the chat. So as I got some information, but again, I'm going to just do this live, and some other stuff I have to talk about later. But this guy from the Cajun Navy definitely has a relationship with these people. And it's very interesting that he's avoiding that and has not said anything. So now I shouldn't say I understand, but it almost makes sense why we see him in these interviews, and he is consistently defending people that I would thought that he didn't know. But again, it's been stated that the island is Horn Island. This is where they go to all the time, which would indicate that they have some kind of relationship here. But this guy from the Cajun Navy, honey, he's something else. He's not who he say he is. But before we get into it, I want to get into the most recent so let me just answer this question. TMZ is ran by a white man who forever put shit in there about Black people. And that's what I say about these stations, some of these blog places. I don't even know why y'all click on their videos, because TMZ has been one of the people that's always saying shit about Black people. TMZ act like they know him too. I mean, can you just be impartial and just report the news? You know, TMZ was one of the first ones that said he drowned, and yeah, TMZ can go to hell. They can straight go to hell. But I am actually going to show you guys an interview that this lady that works for TMZ did. It was a pretty good interview, but before we get into it, y'all know we've been waiting for information. We ain't heard nothing. And oh, another thing I want y'all to do before we get into this, because if you guys, you can actually look this up. For every state, they have rules as it relates to arresting people. Okay. Now, let me just give you an example. I'm from Wisconsin. Wisconsin, they can lock you up for 3 days, I believe. And they probably changed it by now, but they can lock you up for 3 days, which means they can come and arrest you and say that they're locking you up because they want to do an investigation. Now, in 3 days, I know in Wisconsin, they either have to charge you or let you go. So what I did was I said, what is the law in Mississippi? Because the district attorney will have you think that they're running this elaborate investigation, but I think the best way to investigate somebody, especially when it comes to a person being unalive, is to lock people up. That's just what I think. So if you look at what are the rules for Mississippi and how long can you actually put a person in jail without formally charging them, it says in Mississippi, law enforcement must give an initial appearance within 48 to 72 hours. So at least they can leave your ass in there for 3 days. 3 days. Put you in jail for 3 days without officially charging you. Okay. Now you would think a case like somebody winding up unalive that they would actually. What did I just do with my screen? Oh my gosh. What I just did. All right, y'all. I don't know what I just did. Hold on here. It just got reduced. Oh my gosh. All right. Okay. We're back to normal. Okay. So in Mississippi, they can lock you up. Exactly. I done did something. So in Mississippi, they can lock you up for 3 days while they don't charge you with anything. So essentially they can lock you up and say, we are performing an investigation. Come on, y'all. Somebody is gone. That's the least you can do. They didn't do it. So this lady, Angel Myers, who is the district attorney, does this bullshit 3-minute talking to the camera. But this is what I want y'all to understand. The district attorney and the judge work for the same place, which means they see each other in the building. They may go to lunch together. They both work for the state in the same building. So it's very important that, and in all honesty, I feel like someone else should be investigating this case, because I don't know how I would feel investigating somebody that they could even be friends. I wouldn't feel comfortable doing that. So I want y'all to understand the slowness and the not investigating certain things and taking their time is simply because there is a relationship there. We don't know that Ben Crump denied anything. How can Ben Crump deny cadaver dogs when that's not even his boat? Y'all got to stop believing what these people say. That doesn't even make sense. Why? So let me just ask you a question. So in the chat, this guy, and I haven't even gotten to that. I'm not even going to address it because it's all over the place. But we don't know if Ben Crump denied anything. Just because somebody said it does not make it true. So I'm not even going to address that. But what I was saying is, with this Angel Myers, the reason why I'm referring to the judge, because one of those boys' stepmother is a judge. She works with the district attorney. They work for the states. So, Angel investigating her coworker, yeah, that's some bullshit. And the fact now that they're saying they're not going to release the autopsy, y'all, this is the same fucking play that they did with Carmelo. Not releasing information. What is the secret? I don't understand. What's the secret? Y'all got to stop putting other people stuff in my chat, okay? Please. I accidentally. Okay. So let's get into this.
The 19th Circuit Court District of Mississippi, I want to talk directly to the people of Jackson County. Our community is grieving the tremendous loss of Nolan Wells, who is loved and treasured by everyone. Nolan's family deserves answers, and our community deserves answers. Every death in the county, except those of natural causes and non-criminal car wrecks, are presented to your grand jury. Many people don't know that. We have handled death investigations in this manner my entire career. Nolan's case is being handled the same way, with the same care and the same commitment to the truth that we handle all death investigations. I understand the public's urgency to know what happened to Nolan, but we are not taking time for time's sake. We are taking the time required to complete the work this investigation demands. Since Nolan was reported missing, local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies have worked around the clock investigating what happened to him. Every piece of evidence must be examined. Every credible lead must be followed to its conclusion. Every witness interview must be analyzed in context of all other evidence. The pressure for answers does not change what the work requires. Our responsibility to Nolan and our community is to complete this investigation thoroughly, carefully, without compromise, supported by the evidence, and worthy of the confidence of the people we serve. I also understand that many people have questions about why more information has not been released publicly. In Mississippi, the rules of professional conduct restrict the information a prosecutor can release during an investigation. Our restraint in communicating facts and evidence is not an effort to keep the truth from the public. It is an effort to protect the integrity of this investigation in the grand jury proceeding. As your district attorney, I have an ethical obligation to avoid public statements that could influence witnesses, prejudice a proceeding, or compromise the fairness of the legal process. My obligation extends to and requires me to use reasonable care to ensure investigating agencies avoid making those statements and releasing information as well.
I just wanted to stop that for a minute because this lady is irritating my soul. The governor has already come out and made a statement and said that it was no foul play. So it's okay for them to make statements as long as it's a direct refute of what everybody think as it relates to did something nefarious happen to Nolan. But she's saying, oh, as a district attorney, I can't make statements. But your governor is making statements. This is crazy.
These rules exist to protect the search for the truth, not to prevent it. As divided as the discussion surrounding Nolan's death has become, I know we all want the same thing, to understand what happened to Nolan. With that being our shared goal, we must also share in the goal of protecting the integrity of how the truth is discovered. If we sacrifice the integrity of the process in effort to satisfy today's questions, we risk undermining the confidence in tomorrow's answers. When the public asks, what about this, or have they looked at that, or did they think about this? The answer is yes. Those are the same questions investigators ask. The difference is that we can't publicly discuss the evidence, the interviews, or what those efforts have uncovered.
And I apologize. I forgot. I only mentioned the governor. Somebody just remind me in the chat. The judge made statements. So you see how this works? As long as they're not doing it to our benefit, but as long as they can do it against us. And I say us because I don't care what nobody say. These fucking people don't like us. They don't like us. They can't stand us. Look how they act when Black people are going through hurt. Now, I don't know Nolan, but I'm hurt because he is a Black person and nothing is being done about it. And this shit infuriates me to the point that I have to pray because I be like, I'm starting. Listen, I said today, like, Lord, help me. I'm starting not to like some folks. Like, I don't want to be like that. But these fuckers is getting on my nerves. Look how she sit up there, no expressions, reading from some bullshit she should have just shut up. Like, what was the purpose of her saying this? Like, I don't understand what was the purpose.
While the investigation is underway. Again, our restraint in sharing details of the investigation is not a refusal to share the truth. It is our commitment to protect the process that allows.
How are you protecting the process by refusing the family to get a second autopsy because you all will not release their son's, the parts that go with him? How is this? I mean, why? What is the fair about this? So as a family, they cannot go and get a second autopsy?
The truth to be known with confidence. There's a lot of information out there, and there is a heck of a lot of misinformation out there. I simply want the community I serve to know that this investigation is being handled with the care, professionalism, and commitment to the truth that every family in Jackson County deserves. As we continue this important work, Nolan's family, his friends, and all who loved him.
Right. Judge Moore already warned people about her. That part, beauty forever.
Remain in our prayers.
Yeah, this is really, really bad. Now I'm gonna jump ahead because I see y'all want to hear that call. Okay, let's hear the call. Again, the call was a fake ass call. I don't care what nobody say. That call was some bullshit. The call was some bullshit. I'm just like, okay. But at the end, you guys know that they were never told, okay? So let me show y'all this. This is a statement that they put out. It said, 𝐶𝐶 statement. Before assistance was rendered, the vessel owner advised that 𝐶𝐶 was no longer needed because help had already been obtained. 𝐶𝐶's involvement concluded at this point. So 𝐶𝐶 never even made it to them. They never even made it to them. Now, there's an interview that this guy has done. I'm not going to give the name because there are some bootlicking Negroes on YouTube that'll do anything for a few dollars, okay? This is just what they do. So the boy has done an interview. In his interview, he talks about how the boat was taken on water, but I didn't hear any part where he said that the call was abandoned and they didn't actually get help. It's something about that call that just doesn't make sense. I don't know why they made the call, but even during the call, if you guys listen, it didn't seem to be an emergency to me. Like it just didn't. It seemed to be. I'm not sure why they made a fake call, but if you guys listen to the call, I'm going to play it in a moment. She asked them, she said, do you want us to send like, I don't remember, but it's like it's like a state official that's on the water, right? They said no. I would have been like, yes, send them. She said no. So your boat is taken on water. They're telling you that they can get to you. However, we can dispatch, the state police or the state boat, whatever they're called. And they said no, don't do it. Huh? So I'm going to play the call because I see y'all want to hear the call. So give me a second. Give me a second. And I'm going to play. Let me know if y'all can hear. If you can, I'm going to have to do something else.
𝐶𝐶 assistance, Vicky speaking. How can
y'all hear that? Let me see if I can share because sometimes it acts. Let me share something. Let me just see. Sometimes it does act a little weird. Let's see. Oh, yeah, you did hear. Okay, let me put it back up here then. Okay, let me replay it.
I help you?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our village pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can you all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the water coming up, sir? Can you give me a description? Ankles? Hello?
Hey.
Yes. How far is the water coming up, sir?
It's coming up. We're just sinking. I don't know. Like we're going down now.
All right. Well, let's get you going. Membership number or phone number listed on my account, sir.
I don't know the phone number. It's either. I think it's. Try that.
All right.
I know we have a membership, like guaranteed.
All right. Unless you have a membership number or anything, it's okay. I'll get you over to the captain. What's the best phone number to reach you at?
Reach me at
All right. And is everybody on board in good health otherwise?
Yeah, everybody.
How many? All right. Do you need the United States Coast Guard?
What?
Do you need the United States Coast Guard?
No, we do not need.
Do you need the United States Coast Guard? Hell yes. Send everybody. Send a plane. He says, no, no, no. So you're drowning, you're sinking, but who in the hell is sinking? But you're saying, oh no, don't send the United States Coast Guard. What? You about to die. Even if you can swim, how long can you swim? You're gonna get tired at some point. This is some bullshit. I'm not sure why they did this call, but this call is bogus. Do you want us to sit? So the United States Coast Guard probably would be there in minutes. So how are you denying help? Then listen to the part when she asked them about who's, like the age or something. And he's like, just listen to the call.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Do you have your current GPS coordinates?
Let me go look.
If not, I can send you a text message.
North. All right. Are you ready?
Yes, sir, I'm available.
North. Ready for you? 46.7.
All right, 46. All right, and you were breaking up a little bit. Can you just repeat it one more time to make sure I have it correct?
Sorry, look.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, what?
So you're breaking up.
He says, yeah, what? He seems very distracted. This does not seem like a person that is naturally calling for help. He's like, yeah, what?
You need assistance? Do you have a VHF radio?
No, we do not have the VHF radio.
All right, well, let's try to get you going because you don't have good cell phone reception. Can you verify your coordinates one more time?
Okay, my coordinates are 30 degrees by 14.684 north, and then west by 88 degrees by 46.79.
Right, it looks like you're on Horn Island, correct? Are you on Horn Island?
Yes.
All right, is the boat sinking or you have it aground?
We are sinking, yes.
We're sinking, yes. You don't sound like a mother that's sinking. And why come he just didn't say we're on Horn Island? Yes, we're going to get into the no cell services because there's an interview that one of those boys did that said your phone does work. Sometimes you just don't get good reception. And he also said that a lot of times your phone works. You're just not able to take pictures because that boy that's going around doing interviews said he called his mother when he was on the island. So we know now that the phone does work on the island.
Is it aground is the question?
No, we're not aground. We are in
17
foot of water. We're in 31 foot of water.
31 foot of water, but she asked you, did you want her to send the Coast Guard? And you said no. So don't make sense to me.
All right, have to ask. What do you want to do? Do you want to be towed back?
I want to get this boat unsank and towed back, yes.
All right, where would you like it towed to, sir?
You can tow it to Ocean Springs or Fort Bayou lawn.
All right, how many adults and children on board?
No, there's no children.
So, is there anybody on board? How many adults, sir? That was the question.
Listen to when asked how many people are on board. What is the hesitation for? You're sinking. She's asking you how many people on board, you idiot. Listen to what he says.
Hello, can you hear me?
Jump in and pull the plug, Bart, while you're going.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Yep, I just need you to answer these questions so I can get you over to the captain.
Okay.
How many adults on board?
There's 0 adults on board.
There's 0 adults on board. You idiot. Are you 18 or over? What do you mean?
There's nobody on board the boat?
No.
All
Nobody
right.
here is over the age of 21.
Sir, that was not the question.
He said nobody here is over the age of 21. What the hell are you talking about? She said how many people are on the damn boat? You say that you're sinking.
Is there a person? Is there a person, a living individual on the boat?
Is this somebody that's sinking in 31, did he say 31 feet of water? I would have told her everything she needed to know in 2.2 seconds. Can you send a plane? Can you send a state? Whoever you got, send them. This is not somebody that boat is sinking. She said, how many people are on the boat? And you say nobody over the age of 21. What? What the hell does that? I mean, do you count as a person if you're under 21? She says, how many people are on the damn boat, you idiots?
Hello?
Is there a living person, someone breathing on the boat? Is there anybody on the boat?
There's lots of people breathing on the boat.
All right, how many people, sir?
Like 7.
All right, thank you. Does everyone have life jackets on or available to them?
Yes, we have life jackets available.
All right, verify what boat's sinking.
A Triton, 22-foot offshore, 22-foot Triton offshore sea flight hull.
All right. All right. Please hold. I'm transferring you to the local captain now.
Okay, thank you. This is Captain Seth.
Hi, Captain Seth. This is Vicky from International. How you doing today?
Doing good. How are you?
Good, good. I apologize ahead of time. I really do. You're going to have a fee for service come up under...
Okay.
It sounds like a bunch of kids on board on Horn Island. He's letting me know that his father's a member, but he can't give me any information. And he's saying the boat is sinking. And he's on Horn Island. It's just unfortunate. He's just a kid. There's a lot going on. So
Right.
he said there's about a lot of people on board. He says he thinks about 7. I'm guessing they're all under 18.
Okay.
And I'm not trying to be rude. He wants you guys to go out there and unpump the boat and then tow it in.
Now listen to the captain, y'all. This part really threw me off. So listen to the captain's response.
Do you know what kind of boat it is?
He said I have a Triton 24-footer, but that's all he can give me.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I just actually got off the phone with his grandpa, who I'm guessing is the owner of the boat. And
Is it Jerry?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. He said,
Okay.
I just hung up with him. He said that they don't need any help right now, but
Can somebody make me understand? I'm confused. Now they don't need any help right now. Huh? How did this go from an emergency to not an emergency? You were just, need to be unsank and you need to be towed back. Man, if y'all don't get this bullshit up out of here, we ain't dumb. This don't even make no sense. This is why he's not really listening to her, because it doesn't seem like this was ever an emergency. Now, I don't know how this plays into their crime or whatever thing that they had going on, but it seems like it plays some part, because why are you calling saying that you need a tow and then you don't? So I don't know how this plays into it, but I'm sure it has something to do with it. I just don't know what.
if something changes, they'll call me back. So
Oh,
I'm
right.
guessing that they may have figured it out, because that's what he said. If they're in a panic and their boat wasn't great.
Yeah, they're in a panic. He's saying that
You guess they figured it out. How the hell you go from sinking to not sinking? I'm confused.
Bill's just not keeping up. I asked for Coast Guard. He said no, but he's just really upset on the back end. And, I get it. It's a kid. He just doesn't understand.
Okay. Do you still have him on the line?
Yes, I still have him on the line. And again, I couldn't find.
So can y'all kind of, I don't know, what do y'all think? So there's two things going on here. He's on the phone with dispatch. We need help. We need help. His father has called and somehow is connecting with the captain. The father says, don't go. The grandfather, I'm sorry, grandpa. So what is, I'm confused. I'm trying to figure out, like, why would they call for help? But the grandpa is now on the phone with the captain and saying, oh, they don't need your help. I'm confused.
He couldn't give me anything regarding his grandfather's, membership. So it's just under.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I just talked to, if you want to, I mean, we're so tied up right now. We can't really do any non-member jobs right now.
Is he a member? Did you find out if he was a member or not?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's his boat or what. I'm not sure what's going on with it. Yeah, transfer the kid over. I'll talk to him, and then I'll call his grandpa back as well.
All right. And did you want me to look up membership number or anything like that to see if he's up? I know you guys are
You
strong.
can try his cell phone number.
Yes, sir.
Anything on his phone number.
All right. Yep. He's an active member. Hold on.
What kind of boat do
He
you have? Same boat?
Yeah, he's one of your members. Yep, 22-foot Triton. All right. I'll just disregard this one. I'm gonna send you over.
Okay, so there's another part, but I just want to see, like, what are y'all saying about this? I don't get it. I feel like something happened. I just don't know what it was, because them being on a call with the dispatcher saying the boat is sinking, but then he's clearly not paying attention. Then in some parts of it, he seems like he has an attitude. Then it almost seems like somebody could be telling him what to say. But yet, when the grandpa gets on the phone, the grandpa says, don't go. So I don't know. Do y'all think maybe something happened to Nolan, maybe on the boat, and they panicked to say, maybe if we say something happened to the boat? I don't know. I don't. I guess I don't understand. Like but it sounds like something happened. I'm just not sure what happened. I just don't know. Somebody said, I'm trying to find that message. Somebody said that, I'm trying to find that this chat is going pretty fast. But someone said, can I play it back? Somebody said you got to listen to the background. But one of you guys said play it back because another thing, guys, they're saying that GPS information is fake. I don't know, but I've heard that is fake. Yes, again, so the number one thing about this Nolan Wells case is, why do these people keep lying? Like, all these stories don't add up. Like the mother talking about they got told, they didn't. So what, you see what I'm saying? This is why people think that something happened here, because all of these different stories. Now that boy, and again, I'm not even going to mention that bootlicking Negro that's over here on YouTube interviewing these people, that's he making his own stuff look stupid. Now the boy does an interview. He says that the argument that everybody heard was, I guess, them telling Nolan to get on the boat. So I'm just like, at this point, y'all lying. Like, these too many different stories. So everybody know everything except where Nolan was. This is too much. So I'm going to play the second part. Somebody said, you don't hear no water at all. No, I don't hear anything. But unfortunately, you guys, I even have some more information, which I can't even give y'all today because I got to confirm some stuff, but it's deep. It is deep. It is deep. These people are all in together on this. So let me bring up number 2. This is part 2 of it. Just give me a second. Wait, that's not that one. Let me get number 2.
You'll get in a couple minutes, okay?
Okay, perfect. All right. And yeah, just transfer this kid over whenever you get a chance.
All right, transfer him now. Thank you again, Captain. Stay safe out there. It's crazy. Have a drink.
All righty. Thank
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Hello? Hello? Are you there? I apologize. I will be disconnecting due to lack of response.
So what ended up happening is she went back to the call. They hung up. Remember, she was on a call with them. The captain was on the phone with the I think it's the grandfather. So she went back to the call. They had hung up. Is pretty much what happened. And originally before I played the call, I had put this up, and this was a statement that they made, basically saying that they received a call from them. However, before they could do a dispatch, they basically said that, they had got some help or whatever. So they pretty much had not even sent anybody. Now, when I say that these people in these stories just don't add up, like I really, want to believe that something bad didn't happen to them, but I'm not dumb either. Now, listen to this, guys. This guy from the Cajun Navy is giving me weird. Like he's giving me very much weirdo vibes. If you guys have been following this story, this man has been on everybody's podcast. And I'm just like, aren't they investigating this? Because why is he out giving all of these interviews? Shouldn't this stuff be confidential? Like, why are you out running your mouth? Like something just seems very weird. Now, again, if you guys have been following this story, one thing the parents have stated is we want to know what happened to our son. Any information that you have, please send it to our attorney. They have said this relentless. They want to know what happened to Nolan. Well, I started to feel like this guy from the Cajun Navy was a weirdo. And in fact, he is a weirdo, because what I learned is he, in his airplane, flying above Horn Island, I guess the police were there, and he thought it would be necessary to take a picture of Nolan's body. Now, I don't know how good the picture looks, but how weird are you to take a picture of a deceased person? I think that's weird. Now, the next part of it is he's out giving these pictures to YouTube commentators, and I thought that was really weird. For one, if the police are there, then they would be taking their own photos. Why do you want a picture of a deceased person? Well, the other part of this is he never provided this photograph to the family. Keep in mind, the family just sent the body off, their son's body, and Colin Kaepernick paid for this second autopsy, all to have it come back and say, this is inconclusive because we don't have, we don't really know what the crime scene looked like, or we don't know where his body was found. We didn't get his lungs. We didn't get his throat. And you have a picture that you are passing out to people. I don't trust this Cajun Navy guy at all. Now, I want to get into this interview. Now, I'm not a fan of TMZ, but I like this interview that this lady gave, and I don't recall what her name is, but it'll show on the screen. She asked some really good questions. And one of those questions she asks is, why didn't you give this picture to the family? I mean, if you're going to be a weirdo and take pictures of deceased people, at least give it to the family and maybe delete it out your phone. But this guy, I believe, gave this photo to Nancy Grace. This guy now, after Nancy Grace, he went on the Don Lemon show, and guess what Don Lemon said? Oh, I got the photo right here. I think that's really weird. And also to the commentators that's out there asking people to send them pictures of these deceased folks, you weird as hell too. You're weird. Why do you need a picture of somebody that's not here amongst the living? It's not like people looking for their body. We know where he is. I think you are weird that you have a picture of a deceased person in your phone, especially when his parents and his family is trying to figure out what happened to him, but you running your weird ass around here with somebody's deceased relative in your phone. Something is wrong with these folks. But let's get into this video. I want y'all to hear this.
Observed his body being found. Did you take any images or document that moment? So I started taking images of the scene on the ground. There were several law enforcement boats and personnel. And later on, when I looked at the pictures and zoomed in, I noticed that you could actually see the body laying on the shoreline in those pictures. I was not trying to take a picture of the body at the time, but it ended up being captured in the wide angle.
So I gotta commentate it, and then I'm gonna let it play through. This man is such a damn liar. When you take your phone out to take a picture, are you randomly just taking pictures of shit? Or are you being like, okay, let me get my. So he wants us to believe that he took a picture of the police and Nolan just happened to be in the photo. Are you dumb, man? You took your picture out because, your camera out because you're weird and you wanted to take a picture of a body. But I don't know, y'all. I feel like this man could be involved, because why would you want to take a picture of something like that? So he tries to make it seem like he took the picture and Nolan just happened to be in the photo. Come on now.
And what exactly do you see in the photos?
I see a body that matches the description of Nolan Wells, laying face down at the shoreline right at the water's edge. And he was wearing swim trunks and, was not moving, obviously. He just looked like.
This is a weird MFer. I don't care what nobody say. This dude is suspect and weird as hell. You couldn't pay me to put a dead body in my phone of even somebody that I love. I don't want that. Why would I want that in my phone? This is some weird shit right here. This ain't normal. Normal people not taking pictures of dead folks. Like, is you out your mind?
Like he was sleeping on the beach.
Now knowing that the family is looking for any information about his body being discovered that day and washing up on shore, do you plan to hand over these photos and these images to the family or to their team?
Yeah, look, there's obviously images that I hope that his family never has to see. However,
this idiot, the family has a team of attorneys. You don't need to send the family the picture. You can send it right to his, their attorney. You see how he trying to get out of why he didn't do what he, if you're gonna send the picture, send it to their attorney. How disrespectful is it for this freak, because he's a damn freak. Who else got pictures of dead folks in their body but a freak? He a freak ass person. You are passing these pictures out. That is so disrespectful of a deceased person. You allegedly gave it to Nancy Grace, and I believe he gave it to Don Lemon. But that's okay to pass these pictures out. That is so disrespectful.
Anything, and I'm going to repeat this, anything that Christine and Elmore want from the United Cajun Navy, we will not tell them no. We will.
I got information on him. I just can't, we're going to talk about that later. Anything Christine and Elmore wants, they can reach out to me. That's bullshit right there. Whenever y'all hear that, how in the hell does Christine, grieving mother and a grieving father, know to reach out to a weirdo? Because people just take pictures of dead folks and put it in their phones. So Christine and her husband, who's already grieving, they already know then to reach out to you, weirdo, and say, hey, I know you take pictures of dead folks. Can you send us the picture? Because I know you took one of our sons. How the hell do this even sound? This don't even sound right. Oh, if they need anything, they can just reach out to me. How do they know? They don't know that you weirdo got pictures of their son in your phone. What kind of weird ass dude is this? So he deflects and say, oh, well, if they want anything, they can just reach out to me. But yet he done sent the picture to who knows else he done sent it to. This is weird.
Give them whatever they want, anytime they want. All they have to do is ask.
So once they ask you, you will then hand over anything that you do have and any information that you have from that day.
That's correct.
Trump supporter. He's an avid Trump supporter. Oh, this man is something else. This guy is something else. And that ain't alleged. He is a avid Trump supporting jerk. So they can get the pictures as long as they reach out to him. Why in the hell would they need to reach out to you? That is the craziest shit. I guess we live in a world of people just don't do stuff that's right anymore. Oh, I'll give them the pictures when they reach out to me and ask for it. This dude ain't right here, y'all. Something ain't right. This dude ain't right.
Why didn't your team communicate to the family about what you saw that day?
Yeah, I just didn't think that it would be helpful to his mom as she was just finding out that her son was dead. That I saw the body. Human curiosity is gonna probably ask me to describe what I saw, and I just think that would have made it worse.
He would be asked to describe what he saw. You've described that in every interview, you moron. You have already described it. You clout chaser. You on everybody podcast talking about it, but it would be so uncomfortable for you to describe it to the parents. They need to look into his ass. This man has ties to Donald Trump. He has ties to that governor that was on YouTube talking shit, saying that, oh, it was no foul play. This man has ties to bad ass white folks. This dude ain't right. He ain't right. He got a lot of ties to some bad people.
Certainly wasn't trying to hide anything from her. And as a matter of fact, I was 400 feet in the air, and there was plenty of law enforcement on the scene. Right there with his body, so anybody could have, described what they saw and what they saw up close. Now,
so basically, what he's saying, listen, it wasn't just me. The police was there. They saw it. They could have described it to her. What? Excuse me? This guy is a bad individual. Listen to what he's saying. So he's making excuses, basically saying he didn't take the picture. It was just like I was taking a picture and he just happened to be there. But anyways, I don't really need to show her a picture because the police were there. They could have showed her, but I don't know. No, he is MAGA. It's not a look. He for sure is. Okay. Y'all gonna make me show y'all what I was trying not to show y'all. But this dude is full of shit. Now, what you guys are going to learn, this video's finna end, is that the family did not have immediate access to the body. Generally, somebody died and they'd be like, okay, come identify the body. That didn't happen in this case. Why did they not want the family near his body? This is not normal. Like, listen, come on. They reported their son. They didn't know where their son was. They found a deceased, and you don't call him and say, hey, come identify the body. He knew this. Now she's going to ask him, well, basically, you know that the family didn't really have access to the body. Like, didn't you think that was motivation to give them the photos or whatever you had? Listen to what this jerk says.
Later on, I found out that they were not given access to the body and all that kind of stuff. And maybe it could have been helpful if I just told them the little bit that I knew, but I didn't know that at the time.
Shut the hell up. This dude is full of shit. He still haven't done it. I mean, you still haven't done anything. Now, I want to jump into this interview that he did with Nancy Grace. I'm not going to do the whole interview. It's like maybe a minute or so.
Brian, again, let me pull it back up. We are not showing this photo.
Y'all hear it? We are not showing this photo. Where'd she get that photo from? Let me rewind it. Nancy says, we are not showing this photo. This creeper is passing out a photo of their deceased son. Every interview he goes on. I'm going to rewind that.
And the Snapchat and all the digital footprint. But to you, Brian, again, let me pull it back up. We are not showing this photo. Do not show it, control room.
Look at his eyes. I keep telling y'all, you got to look in the people's eyes. This look like he worshiped the devil if he ain't the devil himself. Look at his eyes. None of that looks right. This dude is evil.
Brian, again, United Cajun Navy spotted, searched for and spotted Nolan's body. Tell me what was seen. Let's see some of that aerial video.
Wait a minute. Did she just say, tell me what you saw? But he's complaining, oh, I don't want to have to explain that to the family. You moron. You are literally explaining it to the family. You do understand that this stuff will come across their timeline. I don't doubt that he probably wasn't involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we were flying over the northwest tip of Horn Island after about 2 hours in the air, canvassing a pretty large area, when we noticed some law enforcement boats converging to the northwest tip. We descended, circled around, and saw a number of law enforcement personnel on the beach, and then you could see a body laying on at the shoreline. Of course, using a zoom lens to go in, we could see that the body matched the description of Nolan Wells. The whole thing about, Ben Crump mentioning that we told the parents he was fully clothed, that's not true. We never told the parents that. He was wearing just the swim trunks that matched the description that in the missing persons report, and it matched the photos that were taken of him that day. And that was all he was presumed. That's all he was wearing.
So again, we talked about the lies, okay? So it wasn't him, but it was one of his buddies, I guess, that worked for the Cajun Navy. In fact, they did say that he was found fully clothed. So whenever a person, we all human, we make mistakes. When you make a mistake, you be like, oh, my bad, I made a mistake. But when a person will argue you down for a mistake that they made and just won't go back and say, oh, my bad, we made a mistake, we misspoke. But he went here and said Ben Crump was lying. Oh, really?
Cajun Navy are so forthcoming. The fact that they told us, we haven't heard from any of their local officials, that Nolan was found face down, fully clothed. Well, that's significant to us because the last time we saw him on the videos, he was without a shirt. So at what point did he put on a shirt? Somebody saw something. Somebody knows something. There were almost 300, 400 people. Somebody knows something.
Well, they didn't like that because I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's a tweet right there, and it basically says, let me see if I can bring it on my screen. They basically told Ben Crump to stop lying on them. And I didn't like that because nothing frustrates me more than a person who don't take responsibility when they make a mistake. I really hate that. It's really irritating to me. The only thing Ben Crump said is what you said. Now, I don't think he particularly said it, but it doesn't matter. Ben don't know them by name. He just gonna say the Cajun Navy because it was one of his partners, with the Cajun Navy. Now, instead of him going on this tirade, calling Ben Crump a liar, when all Ben Crump did was say what they had said, he could have just said, you know what, we made a mistake. But of course, that would have been too much like right. He went and called Ben Crump a liar. And let me see if I can find the screenshot because I don't know if y'all can see it on my screen. It's kind of small. Let me see if I can find it. Maybe I don't have it no more, but it's right there. Hopefully you guys can see it. It just basically said that, you misinterpreting their words. But right here it says, the United Cajun Navy later responded on X, claiming its statements were being misrepresented. However, in a July 20th interview posted by Nancy Grace, the organization's president, this was Todd Terrell, which is another person that is with the Cajun Navy, he basically said this. We're about to get into it.
As I recall, Todd Terrell, Nolan was face down, still fully clothed on the beach. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. He was face down, which would have meant that he drowned. Now, when we say he was found fully clothed on the beach, it was in the same vicinity of where he possibly drowned,
As I recall, Todd Terrell.
Do you guys not hear the Cajun Navy? I think it's the president. She asked him, as I recall, he was found face down, fully clothed. You did say that. He didn't say it, but a member of his organization said it. But you want to keep coming for Ben Crump. Why you keep coming from Ben Crump? Like, what did he do personally? He's literally repeating what you said. if you made a mistake, just say, hey, we made a mistake. But these people don't own when they make mistakes. They want to make it seem like, you know, Ben Crump is a race baiter, and as if Ben Crump created the problem, but he didn't.
Nolan was face down, still fully clothed on the beach. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. He was face down, which would have meant that he drowned. Now,
hello, he's just, I mean, man, this is what y'all said. But I want to show y'all something else, because I want to prove the point here that this man is going on everybody's show saying this same shit. Like I put in Don Lemon chat, I said, let him go. Like, we done heard this story already. We are tired of hearing of this damn man from the Cajun Navy tell this same story. Now, the reason why I'm going to play some of this Don Lemon video is because you're going to notice that Don Lemon is going to say the same thing. Oh, I got the picture. And I'm just like, everywhere he go, he's just, oh, here's the picture. That is the ultimate sign of disrespect. This family is grieving. First of all, your 18-year-old is no longer with us, okay? Not only is your 18-year-old is no longer with us, they were with a bunch of them folks, and he was the only one that didn't come back. And now y'all got all of these stories as to what happened, or, oh, y'all heard everything. You heard. Oh, I don't want to get ahead, but in the video that this boy just did, he even talks about, oh, we told Nolan that he better get on the bus, or he better get on the boat. So he made sure to say, oh, we told him multiple times. These people are lying.
And I have a photo that I've received from a source that sheds new light on it. But let's photograph on the beach, on the island. And this is a wide shot of law enforcement on the beach searching for the body, or when they have found the body. That's what I believe this to be. And we can zoom in to this. And is this as much as we can zoom in, Andy? Is that the whole zoom?
Yeah, that's as far.
Yeah, and we can.
So basically, I just wanted to show you guys that, because it seems like wherever this dude go, it's like, okay, I'm coming on your show. Cool. Okay, let me give you this picture. I have this picture. And I'm just like, the way that this guy is moving, I feel like he could be a part of this. I want y'all to understand that that boy, and I can probably play the audio, but that boy said he's been going to that island since he was a kid. Those are relationships. He done built relationships with those people.
Case, the time frame that was involved, that we were looking for a recovery at this.
They started this investigation saying that they were looking for a dead body. I don't understand why you go from looking for a healthy athlete who can swim to knowing that you're looking for a dead body. I just don't know. It just don't make sense to me. They said, oh, he was going with Katie. So I would have never, ever jumped from, oh, he gone. But in the interview that this boy just did, you know what he said? Oh, people die at Horn Island all the time.
Point, it appears as though it was a drowning.
This was the first thing they said, y'all. Oh, he drowned. Despite his parents saying he could swim. So then if he drowned, did somebody force him in the water? If you guys recall, the guy that did that, the doctor that did that second autopsy, one of the reasons why he said he could not rule out certain things, because there was so many things that were missing. There were so many things that the first autopsy would have gotten that they never passed it on to him. So he could not make a decision as far as to how he died, because if Nolan could swim, then how did he get in the water? Was he put in the water? Was he already dead before he got in the water? Different things like that. These people all together, all of them said he drowned. Nobody thinks anything else happened?
Whatever happened really, really close to where the body was found.
Whatever happened really, really close to where the body was found. How do you know this? How?
Yeah, when you look at it way up, it looks like he's wearing a shirt. But when you zoom in, you see he's not wearing a shirt, nor is he wearing shoes.
So that was Nancy's way of clearing it up. Again, just say that you made a mistake and say that you misspoke. So Nancy was the one that asked him, was he fully clothed? Yes. So now, you know, Nancy is saying, well, wait a minute. He wasn't really fully clothed, was he? No.
What can you tell me about an offer to the family regarding...
Okay, so I'm going to get into this. Now, in this particular video, again, this dude is something ain't right with him. I'm telling you, I've been around for a long time. Something ain't right with this dude. He does not have good intentions. I would be surprised if he even liked black people. Now, I would not even think that he may be like Mexican or something like that. Y'all do know that some of them folks don't like black people, right? Okay. It's true. Some of them voted for Trump and sent their own family back to wherever they're from. So don't think that they like black folks because they look a certain way. Okay. This guy said, Ben Crump said, don't search the boats. Let me tell y'all what's wrong with that. Ben Crump don't own them damn boats. Ben Crump cannot give him permission to search shit. Ben Crump is an attorney for the family. Ask yourself this. Why in the FUCK would he need to ask Ben Crump how to do his job? That doesn't make sense. Wait, I got a call. Why would he need to? Let me get something to drink. Why the hell would he need to ask Ben Crump that? That doesn't make sense. So you think that Ben Crump would say, oh, no, don't do that. This guy is lying. He's a liar. Why in the hell? So tell me this. Why would he need Ben Crump permission? This doesn't even, it makes no sense. He has a thing for Ben Crump. I think this guy could be a racist. You know, they get very upset when people have an attorney and they are representing you against racist acts. Because think about that for a moment. Why in the hell would he need to ask the attorney for the family for permission to search a boat? That makes no sense at all. Why would Ben? So he says basically, oh, we didn't search the boat because Ben told us not to. This dude, I don't like this dude. This dude is full of shit. He's full of shit. To have a daughter, you know, I never understand people that have people in their life that they love and feel like the role and shit can't be reversed on their ass. Okay. You out here playing with somebody's family life and you think it's a joke, as if you don't got daughters and stuff in your life that you care about. I never understand how people move like this. But listen to what this jackass says about Ben Crump.
What can you tell me about an offer to the family regarding cadaver dogs?
Yeah, so, you know, obviously the online chatter started right away. People were coming up with all kind of bizarre theories about how he was, you know, he came back to the island, they took him back out there and dumped him, all this kind of stuff. So we just said, hey, one of our top, you know, canine teams happens to be in Jackson County, Mississippi. Jackson County Canine is their name. I said, we'll be happy to have these cadaver dogs go over and inspect the boat. And we told this to Crump's legal team. And so we'll have them go inspect the boat and they'll be able to tell if there's decomp on that boat. And they said, oh, well, we heard they cleaned the boat. I said, no, there's only one chemical that you could possibly get rid of decomp with. And I guarantee these people don't know what it is. So there's no way they could be a month later, these dogs would be able to smell the decomp. And they would also have Nolan sent, if he was on the boat alive, they would also know if there was a dead body on that boat.
So just tell me this. If they were so inclined to do their job, why didn't they do this? That should have been the first thing they did. So you say you didn't do it because Ben Crump told you not to? This dude ain't shit. He ain't shit. I mean, for real, for real. You playing with these folks' life like this, talking about Ben Crump told you not to do it? What reason would Ben Crump have to tell you not to do your job when they are clearly doing a press run? Ben Crump wouldn't even be involved if y'all would have treated this family right in the beginning. You know, Ben Crump is only here to help them. If it wasn't for Ben Crump taking this family on a press tour, nobody would be talking about it. So the fact that he wants to attack him, it makes me think that he had something to do with something. That's just my thoughts, and I ain't changing it.
And they declined. They said, "Nah, we don't think so." So I'm not sure why they didn't want to dispel that right away. We would have known right away if the dead body.
Exactly. You can't search somebody's boat without a warrant. But for some reason, he says the reason why they didn't search it because Ben Crump told them not to. Ben Crump has no authority over somebody else's property. Now, people can say, you know, the police can say, okay, can we search this? And you can say yes or no. So if you say no, yes, they got to get a search warrant. But if you be like, yes, they can search it. So how in the hell is Ben Crump giving authority over something he don't even own? That don't even make sense.
Had been on that boat.
Okay, Crump, why aren't you allowing the cadaver to...
And this is where I don't like Nancy. I'm not a Nancy Grace fan, but girl, use common sense. You ain't dumb. You know that Ben Crump cannot give authority to search anybody's property because it does not belong to him. It's either going to be a warrant to search it or you're going to freely let me search it. Now, I don't know if you guys have heard, but I don't know if this part is true, but I also heard that they did not allow them to search it. So now, you know, for whatever reason, it's Ben Crump's fault. Okay, it's now Ben Crump's fault, which I don't understand. Now, I didn't want to get into this, but I see y'all putting it in the chat, so we can go this route. We can go this route, but I do have to stop it. I cannot let this video play because it would be a copyright strike. So I cannot let it play. I can let it play and I can stop it just so y'all know. Okay, don't be putting in the chat, oh, let it play. I can't do that. This is not my video. I cannot let it play. So I'm going to kind of fast forward it because I
want to be clear with this one thing because I know you mentioned before, is there 4 guys on 10? And then you guys get ready.
So I walked over to the no one's carrying their phone in their hand. Everybody kind of goes out to the island to get away from, you know, their phones and everything else. I know I got on the boat to get away from, you know, just the regular world. And no, when you're waist deep in water, no one's carrying their phone in their hand, especially at Horn Island. The water has been very, very murky because of the rain. And when you...
Well, let me just stop it. The problem that I have with this part, I'm going to fast forward because he's talking about the phone. Can we get off of people in water don't carry their phone? That's not the question. Some people do, because I don't know about y'all, but I always have my phone. Even if I'm in water, I have this little clear case. But, you know, I guess maybe they don't have it. But usually people do have their phone in water. They have stuff that you can put your phone in. So, but I get it. You don't necessarily have to carry it. But the question is not whether or not you carried your phone on the island. I get it. You may say, hey, let me put my phone down on a boat. I'm about to chill. But if he left, why would the hell he not take his phone? Listen, I have 2 phones and I don't never leave them nowhere. Okay. So it's not like it is, you know, people just don't go around leaving their damn phones. Okay. But yes, the waterproof covers. Listen, I never leave from my phone. Never. The only time I'm not concerned about my phone is if I'm in the house. If the moment I leave, I have my phone. There's been times where I left and my battery dead And if I don't have my charger in the car, well, I'm coming back in until I charge it. I'm not leaving without my phone. It's weirdos out here.
It's just very risky. If you're gonna have your phone in the water, you know, some people might for a couple minutes and like maybe taking some pictures of each other. You know, I know a lot of girls like to take pictures in the water at Horn Island. You know, guys do.
This whole interview, y'all, really got on my nerves because first of all, in one part of this interview, I don't think he even liked Nolan like that. I'm just gonna be honest. You went back to the place that you say he passed away and you wasn't emotional about it at all. I thought that was weird. I just thought that was weird. Right. Exactly. The teenagers ain't leaving their phone. And honestly, I keep my phone because I have people that depend on me. I don't know. They may need me for a reason. That's why if we're at home, I'm not concerned. Well, if I'm at home and everybody is at home, I'm not concerned about my phone. I'm only looking for my phone because I know people may need me and they may be calling. But this dude had no sympathy, no remorse, was able to go back to the island and actually say where Nolan passed away, which I thought was very odd. I thought that was very odd.
Too, you know, like people like to take pictures and but a lot of the pictures you see are on the boat for a reason. And so, no, I mean, if someone is on their phone in the water, they're using it real quick and then putting it right back on the boat.
I don't believe that. He wants to dispel the part that we don't keep our phones. Listen, I don't go on water all the time, but when I do, everybody got their phone. They normally have it with their little thing around their necks, or sometimes they'll put it on their wrists. So sitting up there saying people don't never have their phones in water is a damn lie. And now, you know, through this interview, which is crazy that these boys were never brought in, just based on his story and the account of what he gives, it makes me have even more questions because originally I thought that the phones didn't work on the island. But you know what I learned? They actually do work on the island. Thank you.
We were all waist deep in water. No one's sitting there scrolling on their phone. I never saw that once. And I've never.
You see how he concentrates on no one was sitting there scrolling on his phone. So I feel like because we know they had attorneys. He'd been sitting with that attorney every day, probably going through what he should and shouldn't say. Focus on nobody keeps their phones. You a damn lie. When I go to the water park, everybody have their phones. Everybody, they got their phones. I mean, they're in the cases, but everybody has their phones. So sitting there talking about nobody has their phone is a lie. And I believe people there had their phones. Again, he says you're waist deep. Well, generally they'll have, the phone around their neck. I mean, if you're going to get in the water, and honestly, I have been in the water with my phone. So I don't know what y'all feel about this. That Officer Tatum dude ain't nothing but a piece of shit. I don't like black folks like that. Now, I like black folks, but these black folks like him, I don't like them. I don't mess with them. And I wish him a well-whooped ass one day. That's what I wish for him. Because people like this makes me want to throw up. Like, you are a sick person. I wouldn't interview his ass if it meant me getting $1 million. You see what I'm saying? Some people will do anything. And I just can't. I can't do that. I just can't. And not only did he interview, he made very bad comments about the family, about being crump, talking about they lied. Like, how dare you? How dare you?
I've never seen that once, and I've been out the island my whole life. I mean,
you hear him? I've been out to the island my whole life. Yes. I've been out to the island my whole life. Did y'all hear that? Yeah. He know them folks.
That's just not something people do. People aren't on their phones. And everybody has their phone, yes, but it's always on the boat.
That's not something people do. Man, shut your lying ass up. People definitely have their phones in water. I mean, people don't depart from their phones. Most people phones, they got all their pay methods and The phones is serious because we don't just use our phones to call people. We got our, Apple Pay set up on there. We got a lot of shit in our phones. We don't play about it. I know I don't play about mine. When I go somewhere, sometimes you can put your phone and pay, and sometimes they be like, oh, we got to take it. Oh, hell no. I don't give nobody my phone. They be looking at me like, I don't know you. I'm not going to give you my damn phone. I don't know what you're going to do. Hell to the no. I don't give anybody my phone. You're not going to take my phone and swipe some shit and pay for it. And then, I got to pay for it because now they wonder, well, how they get your phone? No.
No one's getting off the boat with their phone. So
that's how you know he's lying. Nobody gets off the phone. Gets off the boat with their phone. I did see it, Lena Green, but I didn't get a chance to watch it. I didn't. So I probably won't be doing much on this Officer Tatum dude because this type of shit make me actually sick. So I probably won't watch anything else of his because I realized, that it's a bunch of sick ass people and they will do anything for clicks, views, and money. I just can't rock with them because if I watch the interview, I'm going to want to cuss them out. And I don't want to do a video and talk about them like I did Anton. So therefore, I'm not going to watch it so I can focus my energy on the things that I really want to do. So I did not watch it, but I did see it. Didn't watch it, but I did see it.
And so you guys get ready to leave out of there, getting towed out. Yeah. And then where's Nolan in this?
So he talks about getting towed out, but he never said he didn't get towed out. I can't, with these lies, you didn't actually get towed out. Again, the lies. If Nolan drowned, why is everybody telling these lies? So why didn't he say, well, we thought that we needed a tow? Because, it's been proven that you didn't get a damn tow. Another thing, with this interview with this guy, Officer Tatum, I didn't hear him ask any questions about, your attorney. You guys had hired an attorney. I wish a whale would ask for Officer Tatum. That's what I wish for him. He is a piece of shit.
Situation.
Well, Nolan was, the last time I saw Nolan was 3 o'clock. And Nolan was cradling a girl in his arms, Katie.
The last time I saw Nolan was at 3 o'clock. So you saw him an hour and a half before you left. Somebody that rode with you, you saw them an hour and a half before you left. But get into what he says, because he's going to go into saying that before it was like, oh, Nolan wanted to just stay with this girl. Now he's cradling the girl. And then he's going to go into say, well, we asked Nolan several times. So basically he's going to say, we pretty much told him, you better get on the bus with us. You better get on the boat with us, is what he's going to say. The reason why he's saying that, because he wants to make sure they don't. So there's a law where when you're like on a boat and stuff like that, typically you can't leave a person stranded. That's like it's just like a law. Like you will literally get in trouble. So what he's trying to do is prevent from saying, we left him. He literally said he did not want to go. And that is us trying to force him to go. This is what he's saying. So he's been sitting with his lawyer for all of this time. It's July 24th. So he had a good 2 weeks, probably been in his attorney office 8 hours a day to make sure he knows how to present himself. That's just what I feel.
Katie. And Katie, Nolan was sitting there. And the last time I saw him, I looked at Nolan and Nolan was like shaking his head, laughing. And I was like, dude, you crazy. I was like, just joking with him. And, but anyway, Nolan, that was the last time I laid eyes on him. But when we were leaving, obviously.
Listen to this part. He wants to make sure he gets in the part that we told Nolan he needs to come with us now. Okay.
No one is getting left at the island that came with us unless they demanded to, be there and asked,
Unless they demanded to be there. You see how the words change? That's the first time we heard that word. Nolan didn't get left. He demanded to stay there with Katie. demanded to stay there. He don't need the demand. If he didn't want to go, he just didn't go. But the fact that y'all putting so much emphasis on the wording that he used is you trying to protect yourself.
This is a very common thing at Horn Island. When you're out there, a lot of people ride out there with someone and in with somebody else all the time. I've done that 100 times. You know, it's a very common thing. But Nolan was sitting by the boat with that Katie girl, and my buddy yelled for Nolan, get on the boat. We're leaving. The boat's having issues. And like, no, he didn't say that, but he was panicking. Nolan, get the F on the boat. Get on the boat. And Nolan said, no, I'm staying out here. I'm going to ride in with somebody else. And it's not uncommon to hear, but it's not like my buddy asked him one time. My buddy asked Nolan multiple times to get on the boat.
You see how he said that? No, I don't believe this. Before it was, oh, Nolan didn't want to go. Do y'all see how he emphasized? We demanded that he get on the bus. We asked him multiple times. He's been sitting with his lawyer, and his lawyer told him what to say, because that shows that they asked him multiple times to get on the bus. I keep saying bus, to get on the boat, and he refused. But before it was, oh, Nolan didn't want to go with us. He went with Katie. But what they want to do is make sure they emphasize that they strongly told him to come on. And he said no. See, that's different than somebody saying, come on, get on the boat. We're leaving. And you say, no, I'm going to stay here. But if I say, listen, we got to go. Come on, we got to go. I want you to go. We're getting on we came together. We're going to leave together. Now, if I say that multiple times and you say, no, then guess what? I ain't do nothing. I didn't leave you. You said that you were not going to say you weren't going to go with us. And you said it multiple times. I don't believe it. I don't believe this.
Nolan, get on the boat. Get on the boat. We're leaving. If you're coming, you got to come now. And Nolan made a decision to stay out on the island. And like he said, how
many people heard that? Were there just
at least
just a
5?
few, or?
Everyone that was on our boat right there, because the Palm Beach had already.
Listen, pay attention, y'all. Nobody saw him, right? They don't know where he was. They don't even know who he was talking to when he was on the island. But they heard that. Man, if y'all don't get the hell up out of here with this bullshit, they can't even tell you who Nolan was talking to when he was on the island. Other than when it was time to leave, he was with Katie. What? So you know this? But you don't know where he was at, who he was talking to, but you knew that part. Man, come on now. Why is it that everybody know the same thing? We go places, we all see different things. If you go somewhere and I go somewhere, we're going to have different experiences. So why is it that they all experienced the same thing? They all saw the same thing. None of they ass saw Nolan. Yeah, that don't make no sense.
Left. My buddy went ahead and went home on the Palm Beach, and 3 guys on the way back. And Nolan wasn't the only person to ride out there with us and in with somebody else.
Now, what he's saying here, again, this is helping him. So what he's saying now is, look, we do this all the time. And a lot of times when we go out with our friends say, we're going to ride back with somebody else. The only thing he's doing is setting up himself to look like he didn't do anything wrong. If you listen to his story, you don't hear any sympathy for Nolan or I'm sorry, none of that. This is simply him flipping it. This is what they do. They flip it to make it seem like you did something wrong.
And we had multiple people in our group that rode out with us and rode in on someone else's boat. And that, like I said, that's not an uncommon thing to do. A lot of people do that. I could name probably 50 people out there that day that ran out with somebody and ran back in with somebody else. So, I mean, it's not like it's an uncommon thing, but it's not like we just left him there.
You see what I'm saying? Point made. We didn't just leave him there. He didn't want to get on the boat. We asked him multiple times, and we got people that heard us say it. You see here? But guess what he's going to say as the interview progresses? Yeah, people die on that island all the time. All the time, people die on Horn Island.
My friends just left him there. Nolan made a decision to stay on the island after my friends asked him multiple times and told him to get on.
Nolan is dead. And he said Nolan made a decision to stay on the island. What he's saying is Nolan is dead, but whose fault is it? It's Nolan's fault, is what he's saying. Nolan made a decision to stay on the island, is what he's saying, after they told him multiple times. That's what he's saying. He's not saying it like that, but that is exactly what he's saying.
On the boat, and he decided to stay.
And I heard the girl that he was with, Katie, had text somebody that she heard people yelling
correct
for Nolan to get on it. Is that true?
And I have a picture of that. She texted my buddy, and the next day everybody was panicking and everybody's texting Katie, you know, because she was obviously seen with Nolan the whole day at the island. Katie sent a message to my buddy the next day and said, you know, this is the last time I saw him, you know, he's really sweet. But she also mentioned that the last time she saw Nolan was when my buddy was yelling at him to get on the boat. And she
you see how that lands right there? Katie said the last time she saw Nolan was the time y'all was yelling at him, telling him to get on the boat. Baby, we was born on a day, just not yesterday. Oh, so again, nobody saw Nolan, but she saw him when you were yelling for him to get on the boat. What a coincidence, because what it proves then is nobody left Nolan. Nolan did not want to get on the bus. I keep saying bus. Nolan did not want to get on the boat. So what he's doing here is proving that they didn't leave him, that he voluntarily did not want to get on that boat. And this is how you know he's on the bullshit.
He's right there to see that Nolan decided not to.
Yeah, and so you guys...
Katie was right there to see. One thing she did see was that they didn't leave him. Now, I don't know if this is true, because have we heard from Katie? But this is his recollection of what he says happened.
Get in the boat, you start to get towed in, and you make it back. Now, explain how did you get to the point where you were concerned about Nolan? Because obviously you said, hey, Nolan, y'all need to, or somebody, not
when
you,
did I get
but
to that point?
You guys had made mention Nolan need to get on a boat.
Yeah.
He didn't.
Yeah.
You guys get back to wherever you're going.
Right.
Explain that. Did you guys go back to somebody's house, or you guys like what happened there? And then when did you feel like, well, wait a minute, where's Nolan?
Right. Okay.
So basically, he's gonna go in to say that once they got back, they went to a pool party, which is very interesting. But he mentioned, which is what he said, but he said he didn't get in the pool. You know, when he said that, I just started thinking. I just really started thinking, because there was information that stated that they did have a party and that Nolan was actually there. But what a coincidence that he says that, yeah, we did go to a pool party. But one of the things he said is, well, I didn't really get in the pool. I was just there talking to my girlfriend's father. So just pay attention to some of the things he says.
Yeah. Well, running in was very chaotic. I mean, Nolan chose to stay on the island, so my focus wasn't on anything else other than the boat, you know, because if the boat doesn't get in, then no one gets in. You know, I don't want to sink out there on my buddy's boat, and no one does. But my buddy Wyatt jumped out and pulled the plug on the boat once we kind of got out there, because he got the motor to trim down. And the motor trimmed down. My buddy Wyatt pulled the plug, and we planed off. We moved all the weight to the front of the boat so we could plane off. And eventually we planed off and the boat was running. So when you're planed off and you have water in the boat and you're hauling, you know, we're going pretty fast. We're going probably 40, 42 miles an hour. And so all that excess water that was built up in the boat is coming out of the boat. So, I mean, that's what we had to do. So we ran into Fort Bayou.
So one of the things he didn't say in this interview, he's going to get into this spiel about the boat. He's giving you guys, like when I first listened to this, I was like, okay, but we just listened to the call and we can listen to it again. They didn't even get help. So why is I'm confused as to why this is a big part of what actually happened when he never said, hey, we thought that the boat was taking in water. What he says, though, is people were getting in and off the boat and they realized that the boat wasn't taking in water. It was just water from people getting in. It just don't make sense what he's saying.
And we didn't just run straight to my buddy's grandparents' house. We ran into Fort Bayou. A couple of us jumped in the water. And Wyatt, like the whole reason for the stop was so Wyatt could hop in and put the plug back in the boat. So then after that, we went and docked it. And I went back to my buddy's house and we ate and, napped for a little bit. It was a long day at the island. So, we were all tired. And eventually we go over to, a girlfriend of mine. She was having people over for 4th of July. We were doing like fireworks and stuff. So we all went over there to swim and,
See, we all went over there to swim. You see what I'm saying? Somebody says he's not disheveled. Okay. I wouldn't be either. If this happened around the 4th, he done had 20 days. You better believe he's been sitting with an attorney and knowing how to answer questions. Okay. His mother is an attorney. Actually, his mother is an attorney, his stepmother. So she can get him right together. He shouldn't be disheveled. This guy is saying some of the stuff that people have been saying, which is, how, some information that you hear may be truthful with a just a little bit of a lie. What he confirms is that there, in fact, was a party after they left the island. It was a pool party. That was true. Now, what we should be trying to understand or figure out, they originally said that pool party with Nolan in the pool was a different date. How do we know that to be true? Because he does confirm that they actually went to a pool party.
Hang out. And
this infamous picture that I've seen online of Nolan in the water in a swimming pool.
Yeah.
Where is this picture associated with? Because you said you guys went back to swim. Nolan wasn't with you.
Yeah.
So where's this picture at? Like, what's the context around that picture that's been floated?
So pretty much what I just stated. When he said that, I was, what? Essentially, he's going to say the picture that was surfaced online where we see Nolan in the pool, he says that that's of a different date. Again, we got this bullshit ass district attorney. I feel like they're not doing anything. I feel like if the district attorney was doing something, this boy would not be doing interviews. How do we know that that picture of Nolan in the pool was taken a week earlier? People have been saying that they had a party and that they beat Nolan at the party. One thing he confirms is that there really was a party. He said that there was a pool party. How interesting is that? I mean, there is a lot of information online. And how interesting is it that he confirms that there was a pool party right the same day? Again, I know y'all heard that story that Nolan was allegedly beat at the pool party. I know y'all heard that. But it still doesn't answer the question about the, you know, the call for help. I don't know what that was all about.
Oh,
that picture is taken on June 27th, a week before the 4th of July. We all went to a friend of ours in Pass Christian. We have a lot of friends from Bay St. Louis, Pass Christian. We all went over there to hang out, and, you know.
And Nolan was in that picture?
Nolan was in that picture. And if you look in the picture, my arm is around Nolan in that picture, you know? And, I mean, that was a week before the 4th of July. So that picture is not associated within even the same. I mean, that was like a week before. So, yeah.
So you guys are now at swimming and having a good time at a lady friend's house.
Right. I never got to the pool. I talked to her dad for a while. Okay. And I mean, all my friends were downstairs. I went upstairs, talked to her.
See, he never got in the pool. But we know there was a pool party. Very interesting considering the stories that's been put online about what happened to Nolan. So we know the pool party was in fact true. But he's saying that Nolan was not at the pool party.
Dad, we're talking about boats and stuff. And, you know, I've been with my friends all day. I was just talking to everybody. But
so you talked to the young lady's dad, and then how long was it before you realized, or you guys realized that, well, where's Nolan at?
I mean, I went back downstairs and all my friends were just hanging out, and my buddy Wyatt had addressed, you know.
Somebody said pictures have timestamps. Did you know you can change the timestamps? I just learned this. Pictures do have timestamps, but you can change it. Go on YouTube. Yes, you can actually change the timestamps to pictures. I didn't know. The reason how I found out is because someone did a video, and specifically they were talking about the pool party picture. And they actually went on their iPhone and showed how you can change the date of a picture. Again, if the district attorney was doing their jobs, we would know this information. But of course, they don't want to release it. And I feel like the reason why they're not releasing the information is because Nolan was unalive. Nolan didn't drown, because if he drowned, why wouldn't they just release the information that he drowned? Because he didn't drown. Nolan didn't drown. That was the reason that they never allowed the family to look at his body. Okay? He didn't drown.
You know, talking about Nolan, and I was like, well, where is Nolan? Have y'all heard from him? And he was like, no, we haven't. And I was like, okay, well, you know, it's a little concerning. Like, I mean, I'm not freaking out or anything, but like, I'm trying to find out where Nolan is. So I texted Javon and I was like, hey, and also a couple other buddies that I had at the island. I was like, hey, have y'all seen Nolan? Did he ride in with y'all? And all my buddies were like, no. Well, I texted Javon and I was like, hey, can you send me Miss Christine's number?
I want y'all to listen to what he says about Javon. He's going to start to talk about Javon. Now, keep in mind, Javon did not ride in with Nolan. Javon is wherever he's at. But what he does is he talks about calling Javon and asking for Nolan's mom's number. Listen, Javon was doing his own thing. So he calls Javon like, listen, I haven't heard from Nolan. What's his mother number? Javon gives him the number and, you know, finish doing whatever he's doing. He's not thinking that Nolan is going to come up unalive, but he flips it and says, well, Javon didn't call his mother. I did. Why in the hell would Javon call his mother if Javon wasn't with him? You left him. You call Javon and get his mother number, and Javon like, okay, here's the mother's number. But he's not thinking either that Nolan is going to come up unalive. But listen to how he tries to flip it to make it seem like Javon was a bad friend.
Number, because I haven't heard from Nolan. And if she hasn't heard from Nolan, then I'm calling the Coast Guard. And so eventually Javon sends me her number.
Who is her? That's
Miss Christine.
Miss Christine is
Nolan's mom.
Nolan's mom. Okay.
Yeah. And I walked down to the dock because, I mean, there was a lot of people at Ava's. Not a lot, but, you know, there was probably 15 of our friends there. And I was just like, walked down to the dock with a couple of my buddies, and I got on the phone I called Miss Christine, called her the first time. She didn't answer. I called her a second time. And I got on the phone with her, and I asked her if she had heard from Nolan. She said no. And I said, all right, well, don't freak out. I'm going to call the Coast Guard. And this was at about 11 o'clock.
So what's your intent in calling the Coast Guard, right? Because
so one of the things that he don't ask him, and this is why I'm like, this is again clickbait interview. You're looking for Nolan. You say you called his mom. Did you ever tell his mother that you had his phone? I mean, you're telling his mom, oh, it's okay, we'll just do this and that. But you never said you had his phone. But then you went into this long spiel of, oh, you know, when people are out in the water, they don't have their phone. We don't give a F-U-C-K about what you're talking about. If somebody decides they don't want to have their phone in the water, okay. But at the point that I'm leaving, give me my damn phone. Why do you still have his phone? The mother had to track it down to get it from you and your friends, your little punk ass friends, because you never thought that you should just tell her that we got his phone, which don't make a whole lot of sense to me, because essentially you all took it off the boat, because when they came and got it, you said it was in a car, which we don't even know if it was in a car. I feel like if it took you 15 minutes to get something, you probably was like, oh shit, we got to hurry up and delete this. Something don't add up. Don't add up.
Right now, Nolan could be with a chick. He could be with somebody else.
Right.
He could have gone back with somebody else. What made you concerned enough that you felt like you couldn't weigh it out anymore? You had to call the Coast Guard.
Well, I mean, like I said, my friends and I have been on the water our whole life. Stuff happens.
Stuff happens. Like what? What happened? So you telling me that people die out there and you left your friend out there because you asked your friend a lot of times. You should have said, you know, people die out here. Huh?
People die all the time. I know people that have died out there. And, you know.
Oh, you know people who have died out there. Were they with you? Did some of the people you were with end up dead? Because if you knew people died out there, that's what you should have told them. Like, look, I've been coming out here my whole life, and, you know, it's been about 16 folks that done died. Something just don't add up with this shit, okay? You should have got on the phone and called his mama like, look. Another thing he says in this interview, he constantly pushes the narrative that Nolan had been drinking. I'm just like, what? He constantly pushes the narrative that Nolan was intoxicated.
It's a fun place to be, but it's also a very, very dangerous place to be if you're not handling it right. And Nolan, so I hadn't heard from him. And
it's a dangerous place to be if you're not handling it right. Any attorney could wear his ass out. Everything that he's saying can now be used against him. Every single thing. And he's still walking around here free. Everything this guy feels privileged. He thinks that he can do whatever the hell he wants to do, because ain't no way in hell I'm going to be out giving interviews knowing somebody said that they're investigating me. That should tell y'all something right there. His mother is an attorney, an elected judge. That's all a judge is an attorney elected, right? But she's a judge. Why do you think she allowed him to do these interviews? Anything you say will be used against you. Why? Because they know that they're not going to do shit. No judge is going to allow her stepson to go and give an interview like this. They're not doing anything, y'all. And I believe the reason why, let's just look at this for a minute. They have said that he drowned, will not release the autopsy. Who doesn't release an autopsy on somebody that drowned? You don't want to release the autopsy? Why would the autopsy impede your investigation? What's the secret? This makes no sense. Does the autopsy tell who did it, or does the autopsy just say what the cause of death was? Y'all better make sure, if you in Mississippi, you better get that hoe up out of there. That district attorney, a district attorney is elected if they are the head district attorney, and I believe she is. Make sure you don't elect that. She got to go. She got to go.
And obviously, I'm thinking I'd way rather be safe than sorry. I mean, I would rather call the Coast Guard 100 times and lose my mind over it, and my buddy be okay, than, not, and me not know where he is and him not be okay. And so I called the Coast Guard and I talked to them on the phone for like 20 minutes, gave them a description, what Nolan was wearing, the last place we were.
I wonder, was that the Cajun Navy? Was that the Cajun Navy? Because some people were saying, I don't know if it's true, that his mother, which, listen, I don't think it's far-fetched that him and his family has some kind of affiliation with the Cajun Navy. Y'all, they've been going up there, he said, for his whole life. If you're constantly going to an island, you will build up that type of, what is a relationship? Because, I mean, it just happens like that.
We're at the last time I saw him, who were we with, what boat we were on, the conditions of the water, just a summary. And I called Miss Christine back after, and I talked to her, and I said, I got in contact with the Coast Guard. I'm not sure who she called or, what she did, but I think she said she was going to make a couple phone calls to either DMR or Jackson County Sheriff's Office. And I was thinking worst case scenario.
So this is my thing, y'all. I'm going to read this comment. I'm an attorney, and this is great to see. Let them keep talking, thinking they're smarter than all of us. To be Black is to be underestimated. Yes, I agree. So let them keep talking. Exactly. And this conversation gives more questions now. I mean, he's sitting up here saying, oh, people die on the island all the time. Yeah. Did Nolan know that? I mean, damn. You knew. Who is these people? I want to know, who are these people? Do you know them? So you mean to tell me you rolled off, left your friend on the island that you knew some folks that you know done died on because it's unsafe? Did you really just say this?
I'd way rather be safe than sorry about this,
Yeah, so you called. So it seems like you called mom immediately.
Right.
Probably the first phone call that she got from anybody.
That's the first phone call, at least I made. And I would assume that's the first phone call she got from anybody, because Javon hadn't called her. And
you see that shit? Javon hadn't called her. He wasn't with Javon. Why would Javon think, oh, let me call Nolan's mother? But y'all see how he threw Javon under the bus? Y'all see that? He just threw Javon ass under the bus because, oh, y'all saying block somebody. Who we got to block? He says, because Javon didn't call him. Y'all got to watch out for those kind of words, because Javon didn't call him. Why in the hell would Javon need to call his mother when Javon wasn't with him? Javon wouldn't know that he was stuck on Horn Island because they didn't ride together. You see how that little remark, again, not taking accountability, but wanting to make someone else the fault of what you did. That's that mentality right there.
There's nothing wrong with that, but Javon hadn't called her. And, I was just worried about my friend. Stuff happens out there. But
he was just worried about his friend because something happens out there. But suddenly it becomes Javon's issue, and Javon wasn't even riding with y'all. So how in the hell would Javon know the ins and the outs to what happened with you and Nolan when he was already at home chilling? You call. Listen, I remember being a young kid growing up. I think I was 18. No, I was 17 because my cousin had turned 18. And we had went out and, you know, it was her birthday. And she was like, I ain't going back home. And I thought it was a joke, right? I didn't know she was serious. Man, that next morning, they calling me like blowing my phone up. I didn't know what that girl was. I mean, she did say she wasn't going home, but I thought it was a joke. So when they was like, you didn't hear from her? No, shit, I thought she was at home. Like, well, you know, I'm at home. So I finally hear from her. She was like, well, girl, I told you I wasn't going home. I said, girl, I thought that was a joke. You know, my auntie's calling me going crazy. Like I didn't know what she was. Now she did say she wasn't going home, but I thought it was a joke. So again, when they had called me and asked me where she was at, I didn't think anything bad had happened to her. But he's trying to throw 𝐬𝐿 under the bus because he called 𝐬𝐿 and said, have you saw Nolan? 𝐬𝐿 is like, no. Well, I haven't either. Can you give me his mother number? You didn't even go into the details and tell 𝐬𝐿 shit. 𝐬𝐿 didn't know that you left the boy stranded on the island. You see how this guy plays these games? Then he says, oh, well, 𝐬𝐿 didn't call her. What?
Problems. It could be anything, but I mean, there's a lot of stuff that happens out there, and I was just worried about my friend.
And so you guys made that call, nothing that night, and I'm assuming you wake up the next day, and then what happens?
I wake up the next day at about 7:30, and my dad had texted me.
I want y'all to listen to this part right here. Listen to this. Now, if you guys have not liked the video, make sure you guys go ahead and like the video and make sure you're sharing the video. I appreciate it.
Because obviously Nolan's photo was all over Facebook, and you know, I just saw it everywhere, and I was freaked out because I was like, oh my gosh, like that, you know, I assumed, you know, Nolan's just, you know, we had been drinking all day, and like, you know, that he's just sleeping somewhere.
You see that? You see how he throw in this little shit? Oh, he had been drinking all day. You see? You see? First you throw 𝐬𝐿 under the bus. Then you basically say it's Nolan's fault that he didn't get in the boat. Then you say he was drinking all day. Then you say, oh, and 𝐬𝐿 didn't call his mother. Yeah, I got to pick up on that.
Where, and you know, that he's okay. But I didn't want to believe that if we didn't know for sure. So, I mean, next day I woke up and my stepdad walked to my room and he said, hey, like, have they heard anything about Nolan? Like, what's going on? Because I hadn't spoke to him. And he was like, I was like, yeah, no, like, I don't know. I had just gotten up. And he was like, all right, well, we're going and getting on the boat and looking for him. And I was like, okay, yeah. So I got my.
Now get into this part. Get into these lies, okay? You have already heard by now, I'm sure you guys have heard the family say, when we found out that Nolan was missing, we wanted to go back to the island. But the father said, look, I didn't have any friends with boats. But essentially, I think it was a coach that ended up calling Christine and Elmore to take them out to the island. They say that they went out to the island. You didn't think to call his family to see if they wanted to go to the island? This is stupid. What did y'all go back to the island for that day? So really what he has done is he has answered a few questions that we didn't really know about. One of them is there definitely was a party that day after they left Horn Island. We also learned that they asked return back to the island with their boats. Keep in mind, people have been saying, we feel like they took that body back. You hightail your ass out to the island, knowing that the family was looking for their son, and you never one time said, hey, you want to roll out to the island? Yeah, right.
My buddy Ricky, I got my buddy Brooks, and I got my buddy Jax. My mom came on the boat with my stepdad and I, and we all went out there and looked. When I got
so Jax, that was another one of the guys. You see what I'm saying? Y'all went back on the boat out there. What y'all took out there? So you went back on the boat on the 5th. The body was found on the 6th. Did y'all take the body back out there? Because keep in mind, he said that they did have that party on the 4th. People say that Nolan was unalived at that party. I don't know. I wasn't there, but he's actually answering some things that we didn't know. We heard, but okay. So y'all did go back to the island. Of course, you wouldn't tell us if you took a body out there, would you?
Out there was dozens of DMR boats, helicopters, planes flying over Horn Island. And this wasn't just Horn Island. There was also Ship Island they were looking at, I'm sure, and Chandelier Island, Petty Boy. I mean, it wasn't just Horn Island specifically, but where I was at Horn, there were boats everywhere, and not just like random boats, but like, you know, marine resource boats and, you know, cops and, you know, the whole nine. Like, it wasn't like there was just a couple boats looking for Nolan. There was planes.
To me, that's just very weird. I feel like an attorney could eat his ass up, could just eat him up. You went back to the island? Why would you go back to the island and not even take the family? And you knew the family was looking for their son. No, y'all took the body back to the island. That's what I think. I think you took the body back to the island. But isn't it interesting though, y'all? You know, they put out this fake ass GPS, which I'm told that it's probably fake. I have always stated, where is the GPS up until the time that his body was found? We need that GPS up to the 6th. He was found on the 6th. We needed the 4th, 5th, and we need the 6th. They went back to the island. That's very interesting because people have always stated that they feel like that his body was put out there. For one, they have stated that, and this is why I don't believe this Cajun Navy, folks. The Cajun Navy has stated that they walked the island to make sure nobody is there. Okay? So then they would have walked the island on the 4th. They would have walked the island on the 5th. You see what I'm saying? Because them trying to say that his body was there the whole time after they already said, we searched the island because we have to make sure nobody is there. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. I believe they put that body back out there when they went out there.
And helicopters and, you know, everybody. So.
And then after this, you know, obviously they didn't find Nolan that day.
Right.
And so what was your reaction like when you heard the news, or how did you hear the news that they found Nolan's body?
Well, the next day, well, it got to be about 1 o'clock on July 5th. And I was like, my mind started to turn. I was like, man, you know, if he's not awake yet, like, where is he? Like, you know, like I got very, very worried. And, you know, I was with my buddy Brooks the next day, and we're driving, and my buddies were texting my group.
Listen to this. He's going to tell you guys about the moment that he found out that Nolan had passed away. You find out your friend had passed away. You didn't go to his mama house. Get up out of here. Get up out of here. This is the stupidest shit I've ever heard of. When my friend passed away, I'll never forget. We were, I don't know, maybe in our early 20s. She had moved. I can't even remember what state she had moved to, but she had gotten in a car accident. That was the first thing we did when we found out she passed away. We went over, you know, with her mother because that was our girl. You see what I'm saying? Like, how do you sit in silence and your friend passed away? You go and be with the people that love them, their family. This dude is full of shit. Who else he done unalived?
So they were like, hey, listen, and then I got a phone call from my buddy Trace, and he was like, hey, man, they just found his body. And I was like,
hey, man, they just found his body. Man, y'all know what, though? I believe he is the one that did it. I believe he is the one that did it. I don't believe it either, Rochelle Grant, 4381. I believe he did not die on the island. I believe he was also placed there. Now, the situation with the boat, because I'm trying to figure out, like, what was the reason for calling? It could have been something that happened on that boat. And maybe he died on the boat and I don't know, but I feel like something happened on that boat. And it could have been something where they called, but maybe realized, hold on, let's not do this. But I feel like something happened on the boat. I'm just not sure what it was. I don't feel like his body was left there, because even if, as you think about, if his body was left there, the wildlife, they talking about he was in the water, I don't believe that. They would have had their way with him. I don't believe his body was left there. I think they put it back there. You know what else I believe? I believe by his mother and parents being in these, jobs where they may have all of this information. I believe, and I try to look it up online, and I don't know about it because, I'm not into the weird shit, but there must be a way that you can escalate to make sure a body decomposes faster. I feel like they did something to his body to make it decompose faster. I don't know what you do, but I feel like they did. Because if you think about it, he passed away on the 4th, at some point on the 4th, and on the 6th, his body was that bad. Like, that don't add up. If you guys recall, people were saying that his body looked burnt because of the decomposition. That's why they were saying that. Remember, I did a video where the lady said his body was burnt and mistreated. Now we know why he was laying on his face, because of the neck situation. So I feel like they did something to assist with his body decomposing at the manner that it did, so that they can get rid of evidence. That's just my thoughts.
I wanted to have hope, but it was really, really hard to have hope when they haven't found your.
I wanted to have hope, but it was really, really hard to have hope.
Everybody in the last 2 days, and but there's still a little bit of hope there, like maybe, he's not gone, and maybe, he's okay. But my reaction was just, I was with my buddy Brooks, and I broke down. I mean, I haven't experienced death a lot, but especially with someone I'm as close with as Nolan. And I mean, I broke down, and I sat there on my buddy Brooks' shoulder and I cried. And
if y'all don't stay out of my chat talking about these lying ass YouTubers, I just deleted your chat. I mean, your message. Please stop coming in here with these lies that these people be making up with no facts. Just be making up shit. Ain't no damn boats been raided. They just be lying. Is one lady on here, she just be making, it's so irritating because y'all be coming over here as if what she say is facts, and she make up all type of shit. Nothing like that has happened.
I was upset. I made a couple phone calls to my buddies and checked up on my buddies because, I care about my buddies too. I mean, like, we're all experienced this. Like, we all realized at the same time. We all heard the news at the same time. Like, he's gone. And so it was really, really hard on me. I mean, I've never experienced something like this.
It's really, really hard on me. Well, we showing the hell can't tell that it's hard on you.
And it was traumatic. I mean, I could tell you where and when I was there when I got that phone call.
Do y'all think the boy is a damn psychopath or something? Like, what the hell is really going on? Y'all think maybe he a psychopath? Whew. This is strange. This is really strange. I mean, he's sitting up there like with a straight face, like he's not getting chuckled with emotion. He's just sitting here. This dude is a damn psychopath. Like, I can't believe he did this. This is why I don't believe nobody is going to be charged. Like, I can't even believe he did this.
Where I was. And I just remember, like, it was insane. Like, I can't even put into words how.
No questions about you didn't go to the funeral? Like, is this, what the fuck are we talking about right now? This was your brother, your friend. You didn't show up at the funeral. You didn't like him. You didn't like him. I believe earlier, I think it was part 2, he said something about Nolan was always trying to get on the boat, which made me think, you know, he kind of made it seem like Nolan was trying to always be with them. Because what does that mean? Nolan was always trying to get on the boat. Kind of implied that they didn't choose him, that he was choosing them. You know what I mean? Like, generally you have friends and y'all call each other, you know, it's kind of like a mutual thing. You hang out with me, I hang out with you. But he kind of implied as though, like, Nolan is always trying to go and get on the boat, as if he wasn't invited. It's just what I got from it.
That I was, you know, and how upset my friends were. So.
And then comes the stories and the backlash and the craziness. I mean, you guys are now hearing that you're responsible for it. You did it. You killed Nolan. So what was the next step? Did you guys ever engage with police or?
Yeah. So the first time I talked to the police was July 7th.
Now that part, Nolan's body was found on the 6th. Why the hell did it take the police a day?
I talked to the lead investigator and I told him my whole story, top to bottom, dotted every I, crossed every T. I told him everything I knew, every little detail. I mean, everything I could, you know, tell them to try to figure something out, you know.
Well, you don't want to talk to the cops or
no, of course
some
not.
Other guys?
You know, every person that was included, especially, you know, the guys that you see on social media, everybody cooperated with the police fully. You know, Nolan was with us on the way out and he rode out on the boats with us. So, I mean, we were the first people to get questioned. I mean, we cooperated with the police the first time they called us, and, you know, we talked to them, you know, as soon as they needed. And
what are y'all saying in the chat? Do y'all think anything is going to be done about this? I just feel like nothing is going to happen. I have never in my life saw where, you know, it's not like him and his family are stupid. Why in the hell would you be doing an interview knowing that anything you say, you ain't got to say it just to the police. Anything you say about this case can and will be used against you. So y'all think he's just going to do an interview? I think that he knows, and I believe his family knows that ain't shit going to be done. They're not going to do anything. Yeah, he does. He looks old, but you know, that's how white tea folks, they age not gracefully. But this guy is out doing interviews. I just don't feel like nothing is going to happen in this case. I just, you know, his mother is a judge. You know, I don't think anything is going to happen.
We were fully cooperative.
And we see Benjamin Crump coming to town, made it about race.
Right.
This dude right here, I'm just going to try to maintain my decorum, but this Officer Tatum bootlicking Negro right here. Did Benjamin Crump make it about race? Benjamin Crump didn't need to be a part of this. He was brought in to be a part of this because of the way the family was being treated. That is why Ben Crump came. Ben Crump wasn't even why, you know, I showed you guys that video clip where that guy from the Cajun Navy was saying, oh, you know, Ben Crump told us not to, you know, search the boats. Was Ben Crump, somebody even put it in the chat. Was Ben Crump even on the case then? Was he even on the case?
What's your feeling about that? Do you think that any of this has anything to do with race, or because I mean, obviously,
does anything? I'm telling you, I can't stand the old dumb bootlicking Negro. Does anything have to do with race? Well, we saw Carmelo Anthony went right to jail, and there was plenty of laws that said if one, first of all, you can protect yourself, and they have something called, I think it's the multiple assailant. Carmelo Anthony went straight to prison, and they gave him 35 years. Yes, it's about race. You bootlicker, you bootlicking Negro. Self-hates. He don't even like himself. Officer Race Baden Tatum is what they call him.
Something happened to Nolan. It appears that you guys may not have been involved at all. When I say may not, it's no evidence that you were involved at all. Right. You guys had left.
Right.
But
we don't know what happened. You think they're going to tell you that they did something, you idiots? So because they said they left or they didn't have any involvement, we don't know what happened, Officer Race Baden Tatum. Why is it what they said is right? No, we got to investigate everything. Who's going to say, oh, yeah, we unalive Nolan? Yeah, they're not going to say that. But his story doesn't add up. He has no emotions. You know, you keep talking about people leave their phones on the boat. So do they leave their phones on the boat and decide they're getting on another boat? It don't make sense.
Do you think that there's a racial component to any of this?
Of course not. I mean, I think
white T folks never think it's a racial component. We don't expect them to. That's why I don't understand why y'all be running to their page, listening to what they saying. Because if they wasn't making a few dollars, they wouldn't be talking about Black folks. Do y'all notice how the white of the white tees keep coming on social media telling y'all something about Black business? Why they don't never talk about their white business and what's going on in their lives? They're always trying to profit off of everything to do with Black folks. So of course he don't think it's a racial issue. If I was white and had a face like you and I lived in your body, I wouldn't think it either because it doesn't apply to me. So we don't care what he thinks. When they're on the phone with the tow company, you hear shouting, "Don't jump in." I believe Nolan jumped in to unplug it. That's why they called to have an alibi. Let me reread that. When they're on the phone with the tow company, you hear shouting, "Don't jump in." I believe Nolan jumped in to unplug it. That's why they called to have the alibi. I'm confused when you say Nolan jumped in to unplug it. What do you mean? Sally O'Malley 3844. Thanks for your super chat. I don't know what you mean, Sally. If you can put it in the chat.
If Nolan ever felt the most little bit uncomfortable around us, which we never gave him a reason to, but if he did, he wouldn't hang out around us. But if you go look on.
So that part, we don't know until we know. People typically don't hang around people if they feel slighted, but if you all suddenly did something to him, then he just didn't see it coming. So that is not an explanation to say, oh, you know, Nolan, he didn't feel uncomfortable around us, you know, because if, you know, something just happened and it happened, then you can't say, oh, well, you know, we didn't do it because Nolan has always been around us. And if he felt that we would do something to him, why would he hang around us? This is pretty much what he's saying. You said, I believe Nolan jumped in before they called. When you say jumped in, you mean like, that's what I'm confused. Sally O'Malley, you said, I believe he jumped in. I'm confused when you say jumped in. Jumped in, Tanisha says the bilge probably is what Sally is referring to.
You know, like my friends have had Nolan posted all over our social medias, you know, since freshman year in high school.
So it's very interesting. Again, Officer Race Baden Tatum. So yeah, but then you deactivated your social media, you made it private, and then you removed pictures. So I'm confused. I'm very confused. generally when our loved ones die, we don't go and remove the the pictures. A lot of times we'll do like a tribune or something to them. So very interesting that he goes into saying, oh, we got all these pictures of Nolan. But Officer Race Baden Tatum, he don't say, well, why did you remove them? Or why did you make your page private? I don't know.
Like, if Nolan ever felt uncomfortable with us, why would he be hanging out with us all the time? I mean, every day we're back from college, we hang out and we're around each other all the time. So absolutely not. I would never look at Nolan any other way than I would any of my other friends. I mean, he was like a brother to me.
You guys had been interviewed by law enforcement. Mm-hmm. All of you guys have given statements. But then I think that there's a part associated with this that's being rumored out.
So you said she's stating that he jumped in the water? Okay. The lady on the call kept asking how many people were on the boat, and they kept going around it. Yeah, we heard that part. We'll listen to it again. Yes, you're right. I mean, the call just didn't seem like a emergency call to me. It didn't. I was confused. Like, I'm still trying to figure out like what really happened. I feel like something happened, but at what point they decided to make the call and then realized that maybe they shouldn't have made the call, because they clearly abandoned the call, because she did go back to the call, at which time they had already hung up.
In the public, and that is the.
All right, so that's pretty much the gist of that. So we can, if y'all want, I can re-listen to the call again. Just give me a second. Just give me a second.
Detail assistant, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our village pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can you all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the water coming up, sir? Can you give me a description? Ankles? Hello?
Hey.
Yes. How far is the water coming up, sir?
It's coming up. We're just sinking. I don't know. Like we're.
Can you guys hear it? Can you guys hear? Can you let me know if you can hear it in the chat? I just want to make sure you guys hear the call before I play it. Okay, so you guys can hear it. Okay, good. I'm gonna start it back.
Going down there.
All right, well, let's get you going. Membership number or phone number listed on the account, sir?
I don't know the phone number. It's either, I think it's, try that.
All right.
I know we have a membership, like, guaranteed.
All right, unless you have a membership number or anything, it's okay. I'll get you over to the captain. What's the best phone number to reach you at?
Reach me at 2.
All right, and is everybody on board in good health otherwise?
Yeah, everybody.
How many? All right, do you need the United States Coast Guard?
What?
Do you need the United States Coast Guard?
No, we do not need that.
All right. All right, do you have your current GPS coordinates?
Let me go look.
If not, I can send you a text message.
North, all right, are you ready?
Yes, sir, I'm available.
North, ready for you? Bye. 46.7.
All right, 46. All right, and you were breaking up a little bit. Can you just repeat it one more time to make sure I have it correct?
Sorry, look.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, what?
So you're breaking up. If you need assistance, do you have a VHF radio?
No, we do not have the VHF radio.
All right, well, let's try to get you going because you don't have good cell phone reception. Can you verify your coordinates one more time?
Okay, my coordinates are 30 degrees by 14.684 north, and then west by 88 degrees by 46.79.
Right, it looks like you're on Horn Island, correct? Are you on Horn Island?
Yes.
All right, is the boat sinking or you have it aground?
We were sinking, yes.
Is it aground is the question?
No, we're not aground. We are in
17
foot of water. We're in 31 foot of water.
All right, have to ask. What do you want to do? Do you want to be towed back?
I want to get this boat unsank and towed back, yes.
All right, where would you like it towed to, sir?
You can tow it to Ocean Springs or Fort Bayou lawn.
All right, how many adults and children on board?
No, there's no children.
So, is there anybody on board? How many adults, sir? That was the question. Hello, can you hear me?
Jump in and pull the plug, Bart, while you're going.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Yep, I just need you to answer these questions so I can get you over to the captain. How many adults on board?
There's 0 adults on board.
There's nobody on board the boat?
No.
All
Nobody
right.
here is over the age of 21.
Sir, that was not the question. Is there a person? Is there a person, a living individual on the boat?
Hello?
Is there a living person, someone breathing on the boat? Is there anybody on the boat?
There's lots of people breathing on the boat.
All right, how many people, sir?
Like 7.
All right, thank you. Does everyone have life jackets on or available to them?
Yes, we have life jackets available.
All right, verify what boat's sinking.
A Triton, 22 foot offshore, 22 foot Triton offshore sea flight hull.
All right. All right. Please hold. I'm transferring you to the local captain now.
This is Captain Seth.
Hi, Captain Seth. This is Vicky from International. How you doing today?
Doing good. How are you?
Good, good. I apologize ahead of time. I really do. You're going to have a fee for service come up under. It sounds like a bunch of kids on board on Horn Island. He's letting me know that his father's a member, but he can't give me any information. And he's saying the boat is sinking. And he's on Horn Island. It's just unfortunate. He's just a kid. There's a lot going on. So he said there's about a lot of people on board. He says he thinks about 7. I'm guessing they're all under 18. And I'm not trying to be rude. He wants you guys to go out there and unpump the boat and then tow it in.
Do you know what kind of boat it is?
He said a Triton 24 footer, but that's all he can give me.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I just actually got off the phone with his grandpa, who I'm guessing is the owner of the boat. And
is it Jerry?
Yeah, yeah. He said, I just hung up with him. He said that they don't need any help right now, but if something changes, they'll call me back. So I'm guessing that they may have figured it out, because that's what he said. Because they're in a panic and their boat wasn't great.
Yeah, they're in a panic. He's saying the bilge is not keeping up. I asked for Coast Guard. He said no, but he's just really upset on the back end. And, I get it. It's a kid. He just doesn't understand.
Okay.
Now, somebody is saying in the chat, let me put this on here. He says, you're going to jump in a pool of blood, Bart, pool of blood. What you mean? Did anybody else hear that? No. I didn't hear that.
Have him on the line?
Yes, I still have him on the line. And again, I couldn't find, he couldn't give me anything regarding his grandfather's, membership. So it's just under.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I just talked to, if you want to, I'm not, we're so tied up right now. We can't really do any non-member jobs right now.
Is he a member? Did you find out if he was a member or not?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's his boat or what. I'm not sure what's going on with it. Yeah, transfer the.
Okay, let me
help.
King.
Hello.
I'm gonna rewind it again, okay? Because y'all saying that he said a pool of blood. Let me rewind it. I didn't hear that. Let's just, because it ends shortly after that, but I didn't hear that. Let's just listen.
Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the water coming up, sir? Can you give me a description? Ankles? Hello?
Hey.
Yes. How far is the water coming up, sir?
It's coming up. We're just sinking. I don't know. Like we're going down now.
All right. Well, let's get you going. Membership number or phone number listed on the account, sir.
I don't know the phone number. It's either. I think it's. Try that.
All right.
I know we have a membership, like guaranteed.
All right. Unless you have a membership number or anything, it's okay. I'll get you over to the captain. What's the best phone number to reach you at?
Reach me at 2.
All right. And is everybody on board in good health otherwise?
Yeah, everybody.
How many? All right. Do you need the United States Coast Guard?
What?
Do you need the United States Coast Guard?
No, we do not need that.
All right. All right. Do you have your current GPS coordinates?
Let me go look.
If not, I can send you a text message.
All right, are you ready?
Yes, sir, I'm available.
46, 7.
All right, 46. All right, you were breaking up a little bit. Can you just repeat it one more time to make sure I have it correct?
Sorry, look.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, what?
So you're breaking up. If you need assistance, do you have a VHF radio?
No, we do not have the VHF radio.
All right, well, let's try to get you going because you don't have good cell phone reception. Can you verify your coordinates one more time?
Okay, my coordinates are 30 degrees by 14.684 north, and then west by 88 degrees by 46.79.
Right, it looks like you're on Horn Island, correct? Are you on Horn Island?
Yes.
All right, is the boat sinking or you have it aground?
We are sinking, yes.
Is it aground is the question?
No, we're not aground. We are in 17 foot of water. We're in 31 foot of water.
All right, have to ask. What do you want to do? Do you want to be towed back?
I want to get this boat unsank and towed back, yes.
All right, where would you like it towed to, sir?
You can tow it to Ocean Springs or Fort Bayou lawn.
All right, how many adults and children on board?
No, there's no children.
So, is there anybody on board? How many adults, sir? That was the question. Hello, can you hear me?
Jump in and pull the plug, Bart, while you're going.
Oh, I heard it. Oh my God. I heard it. Y'all got some good ass ears. He did say it. He said you're going to jump in a pool of blood, Bart. What? Did y'all hear that? Y'all got some good ass ears. Oh my gosh. Y'all, we got to rewind it a little bit. But if y'all didn't hear it, I'm just going to rewind it like a couple of seconds before. Here it comes.
Hello, can you hear me?
Gonna jump in and pull the plug, Bart. What?
You're gonna jump in a pool of blood, Bart. A pool of blood? This is what I keep saying. They have to hear this, y'all. We regular people. Y'all listening, but I didn't hear that. But I hear it now. He definitely said you finna jump in a pool of blood, Bart.
Hello, can you hear me?
Gonna jump in and pull the plug, Bart, while you're going.
Why in the hell is he gonna jump in a pool of blood? From what? So y'all, then we know something had to happen on that boat, because a pool of blood? A pool of blood? We need to be sending this to Ben Crump. And you see how that Cajun Navy guy is sitting up there lying, saying Ben Crump told him not to say. Man, come on up out of here. So I guess they didn't hear that either. Y'all, this is bad. This is worse than I thought. He definitely said you about to jump in a pool of blood. He definitely said that. Yes, y'all heard it. I didn't hear it the first time. You can hear that loud and clear. You are about to jump in a pool of blood, Bart. And this Cajun Navy guy gonna sit up here and lie and say we offered to search the boats. You don't need Ben Crump's permission. He can't give you permission to do anything. He said plug, not blood. He absolutely said you're going to jump in a pool of blood. Listen, we can rewind it again, but I didn't hear it, but I heard it that time. He definitely said a pool of blood. Let's listen again.
Sir, that was the question. Hello, can you hear me?
Gonna jump in and pull the plug, Bart, while you're going.
Hello, can you hear me?
Gonna jump in and pull the plug, Bart, while you're going.
Okay, I can see why y'all said that.
Hello, sir. No, sir, that was the question. Hello, can you hear me?
Gonna jump in and pull the plug, Bart, while you're going.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Yep, I just need you to answer these questions so I can get you over to the captain.
Okay.
How many adults on board?
There's 0 adults on board.
There's nobody on board the boat?
No.
All
Nobody
right.
here is over the age of 21.
Sir, that was not the question. Is there a person? Is there a person, a living individual on the boat?
Hello?
Is there a living person, someone breathing on the boat? Is there anybody on the boat?
There's lots of people breathing on the boat.
All right, how many people, sir?
Like 7.
All right, thank you. Does everyone have life jackets on or available to them?
Yes, we have life jackets available.
All right, verify what boat's sinking.
A Triton, 22-foot offshore, 22-foot Triton offshore sea flight hull.
All right. All right. Please hold. I'm transferring you to the local captain now.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so I can see both of y'all perspectives, because when I listened and y'all said that he said jump in a pool of blood, it sounded like it. But then some people was like, no, he said plug. And then I'm listening like, okay, I hear how y'all said that now. I don't know. I mean, it does say a pool of blood, but there's some people say pull the plug. Somebody said pull the plug. Pull the plug. They said, I don't think he said pull a plug. That wouldn't have anything to do with the boat flooding. It sounds like pool of blood. Okay, that's a good part. I mean, how you said it. What does that have to do with it? Okay. Pull the plug, Bart. Some people say blood. Some people say plug. Pull the plug. I don't know much about boats, so none of this makes sense to me. Pull the plug. I don't know. Nolan's Snapchats were definitely uploaded because they had service enough to make regular calls. Yeah, and snaps would have been sent through that time. Exactly. Yep. All of that lying about they didn't get any, you couldn't make calls. Yeah, right. Right. It says the YouTube community will solve it. Right. Yeah. So, I mean, both of y'all made, everybody made interesting points. I heard blood when y'all told me to listen, but then somebody said plug. Then I went back and like, okay, did you say that? But again, I don't know very much about boats. So I can't say if it was plug because I guess, what does that even mean? Pull the plug. I mean, is that a way to let water out? But then if you think about it, they actually abandoned the call. So they didn't even need help. So it makes you wonder like what was really going on. Sound like jump in and pull the plug. Bart, what are you doing? Okay. Somebody said the bilge plug. All right, y'all. Let me go through y'all super chats or whatever. Okay. Yvette Davis, gotta jump in and pull the plug, Bart. That's all you're doing. They were sabotaging the boat at this time, so it could seem like it was really sinking. Oh, okay. Well, see, this is my thing. If they were sabotaging the boat, it leads me to believe something actually happened on the boat. Because what would be the reason to do all of this? Something had to have happened on that boat. That's just my thoughts. He said, jump in and pull the plug. Thank you for your super chat. And thank you for your super chat, Yvette. You heard them across every dot, every T. Sneak Kurtz, thank you for the $5. Purple Paradox. Did you see how the pool night goes from June to the night Nolan went missing? Yeah, but they claim that wasn't the night. It was a different night again. But now he comes out and he does his interview and said, well, we actually did have a pool party. Nolan just wasn't there. So it's just like, what a coincidence. When they're on the phone with the tow company, you hear shouting, don't jump in. I believe Nolan jumped in to unplug it. That's why they called to have an alibi. Okay. But I just feel like something happened though. I think the calling was an alibi, but to cover up a crime or to I really don't understand. That's why I feel like something could have happened on the boat, because what was the reason for all of the calling? It turned out they didn't even need anybody. It turned out they didn't even need anyone. So Unregulated Media TV, thank you for the 1,000 jewels. I heard Nisi too. I heard someone else mention he didn't call Nolan. Okay. Alert. What is it? Pilot J, thank you for the 440 jewels. Oh, wait a minute. You did it twice. You making me add. Okay. 440 twice. What that is, I can't think right about now. But thank you, Pilot J. Tracy Adams, thank you for the 100 jewels. The Crown Jim, thank you for the 1,000 jewels. Carmel Shell, yes, it was him. He said it. his first interview. All right, thank you. Live, live well, live. She pulled up the coordinates and saw they were on the land. They're on the 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐜𝐫𝐢𝐛𝐞. Exactly. But why didn't they just say damn Horn Island? Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one, what you said, because initially they stated that, that they were not on Horn Island. And that's what I'm saying. It's so many lies to this story. 𝐟𝐸𝐫 reacts. She asked how many people, and it cut out. Right. I don't think he was trying to tell her how many people. Chuck Watt, thank you for the 440 jewels. Chuck Watt, 440 jewels. MVP Ken, thank you for the 200 jewels. Don Perkins, thank you for the 100 jewels. So next time, guys, I'm just going to read them when it gets to like 1,000 because it'd be a lot of the others, but I'm going to read it now. Cheetah Girl, thank you for the 10 jewels. Comic Poet, thank you for the 10 jewels. Lena, thank you for the 30 jewels. Is it Solo? Thank you for the 8 jewels. You did 2 and 6. So thank you. Dawn Perkins, thank you for the 100 jewels. Let's see, because I missed some people here. Did I say Tracy Adams? Thank you for the 100 jewels. Let's see. Dark and Lovely, thank you for the 30 jewels. Dark and Lovely, actually 40. 30 and 40. Purple Paradox, thank you for the 10 jewels. Dark and Lovely again. Thank you for the 10. Melissa Merchant, thank you for the 10. I read your super chat. All right, guys, that concludes. But like I said, I got some more information that I'm not going to get into right now because I got to do a little bit more research. But I got some information on this Cajun Navy. Y'all, it is not what y'all think. And it is creepy as hell, okay? Just know that. The information that I have found out is giving a whole new narrative on what could have happened to Nolan. I mean, seriously. I don't totally believe that these boys didn't have any involvement just because of the way they moved, even in this interview. Like, I don't understand why he did this interview. This is giving everything that we've been wanting to know. He seems very guilty. Just Rose, I own a boat. It doesn't make sense. If my bilge pump failed, the last thing I do is pull the plug. Oh, thank you. That would let more water in, sinking the boat. Thank you. Thank you. Because I was trying to figure out what the hell is pulling the plug. So now that you explained it, the plug will open it up, which would mean more water would come in. Thank you for saying that. Because I'm like, look, I don't know anything about boats. I've been on a boat, but I don't know anything about the mechanics like that. So that makes sense. All right, then. So again, if the boat was taken in water, why would they do that? Don't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Eden, thank you for the 10 jewels. Now, let me read this one because Eden, again, thank you for the other 10 jewels. Now, Purple Paradox, it looked like you just did a $2 super chat. In the interview, he went from June to July. Oh, I got to go back and watch that. It was so many lies. I'll probably go back and watch it and write down some stuff. Now, who said that? I think it's blood. Why the emergency dispatch response? Is there a living person on the boat? Then how many people? That's a good part. And then guess what? Just Rose just explained it. She said, I own a boat. It doesn't make sense. If my bilge pump failed, The last thing I do is pull the plug. That would let more water in, sinking the boat. Y'all recall, they keep saying the boat is sinking. So if the boat is sinking, why would they pull the... And initially, we learned that they didn't even get help. So maybe he did say blood and just didn't think about what he was saying, because in all honesty, if you listen to the call, it didn't seem like, or maybe he panicked and called for help, but didn't know what to say. I don't know. We really can't figure out, like, okay, well, why did you call if you didn't really need help? I don't know. But if y'all think about it, there was a reason that the family was not allowed to see the body. In any situation, you have to identify the body. Why did the family they were never able to see the body? From day one, they said that he drowned. We know now that they actually did go back out to the island. For what? You didn't go with the family. Well, y'all, let me get on up out of here. I will see you all tomorrow. I should be done doing my other research. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Make sure you guys like the video. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Yeah. And I will see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm listening. Go on. Yes, I'm typing it all down.
Clear, spilling tea, no fear, no fear. They talk loud, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. I don't lies right here. Spilling tea, no fear. I'm still here. Da 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 no. Spilling tea, no sugar, no fear. They talk loud, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here. Yeah. Spilling tea, no sugar, no fear. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here. Yeah. Make sure you subscribe to Lakeysha Keysha, my dear. Hey, I'm still here, no fear, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here.
Stretch words like
spilling tea, no sugar, no fear. Make sure you subscribe to the Lakeysha Keysha.